Hello and welcome to the United Stand. How are we all doing this Sunday night? San Jose Earthquakes versus Manchester United. The team news is in as well, and Tahith Chong starts for Manchester United as well, which is absolutely fantastic news. How are we all doing? Very excited about this. A Sunday night game, 10 p.m. kickoff in the UK, so we'll be live with the game in about 55 minutes time. Well, we won't be live, obviously we don't show the game footage, but we were doing a watch along. So the team news is there for you on my right hand side. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, and let's see if we can get 1,000 likes before kickoff. But we've got Pereira in goal, Bay and Smalling as centre backs, Valencia and Shaw as full backs, Herrera, Pereira and Garner as the midfield three, which is really exciting because I'm really looking forward to seeing James Garner as well, and Chong, Sanchez, Martial. So this is a game where we need to go through the gears a little bit as well. That's a strong team from Jose Mourinho. I think what he's doing, what normally happens is you get 45 minutes of each team when he's got his full squad to go with, but he hasn't got his full squad to go with. He hasn't got experienced players. He's got about 11 senior pros and probably the similar sort of youth setup players. So he's not going to do a 45-minute second half of the youth. So some of these players will play 60, 70 minutes again, maybe 80. People like Luke Shaw, which is great. And hopefully we'll see somebody like Mata coming on in the second half, maybe McTominay, maybe a Gomez. But that is quite a strong team from Jose Mourinho. And Chong getting the start is really exciting. And maybe Jose was lowering the expectations a little bit around him by saying, he actually said in an article I read for the ESPN that he would be only be able to be playing 20 minutes here and there. So he's going to definitely play more than 20 minutes because you don't sub anybody off after 20 minutes in the first half. Really excited to see Garner playing as well. Good opportunity for Luke Shaw to be starting again. And obviously that back four is starting to sort of take shape, and you just wonder whether Lindelof can infiltrate that when he joins up with the team next week. Pereira in goal as well is good to see. I mean, it was nice to see Phil and Grant the other night, but Pereira is a good goalkeeper. Good back four, that says Neville Littlejohns. I mean, conceivably, that could be our back four for the first game of the season, couldn't it? That could be our back four full stop. I like Smalling. I haven't got a problem with Smalling. I just don't want Phil Jones anywhere near the team. Midfield, Herrera, Pereira and Garner. Now, as you can see, I've put Herrera in this position here, and I don't know whether he necessarily will be. He might play Pereira again, but Pereira, I'm excited to see him. Garner, as we said, and then Chong, I think, will play on the right with Sanchez on the left and Martial up front. There's a few people thinking that maybe Martial will play to the left, but I think Martial's going to be given that number 9 opportunity in this team. Sebastian will be talking about Sandro tomorrow. I think, as you can see to my right, you've got your latest transfer news there. Alexandre flies out on the US tour with Juventus. Real Madrid apparently have set an £80 million fee for Kovacic, and Martial wanted by Chelsea, Bayern and Dortmund. I did my video earlier there. And a little bit of news going on the bottom, just Manchester United news for you, that Matic has joined up with the squad. He was photographed today. And also we've got Jose Mourinho basically saying about Tahith Chong that physically he's not ready, and next season it's about training with the first team and maybe getting a few minutes here and there in the cup game. So really talking him down. But what an opportunity tonight is. I mean, we're not playing, San Jose under 18s. This is San Jose Earthquakes who are fully grown men. They're fully grown men. So how will Chong deal with that? And I just wonder whether Jose, I don't know whether somebody's had a word with Jose and said, look, you're onto a winner here. No matter what happens next season, if you get this kid involved, you'll be the person that brought Tahith Chong. Do you want that? Whatever happens to your future at Manchester United, your legacy can be that you brought Chong through this team. And that sometimes is more important. Well, I would say, what's more important to a Manchester United fan? A manager that wins a League Cup and a Europa League, or a manager that creates a youth player that's going to be a star of the future? I mean, fortunately, Sir Alex Ferguson created Ryan Giggs, Ronaldo, and also won league titles. But if Mourinho does one thing, and that is bring through Tahith Chong, then that for me would be absolutely fantastic. We are about 52 minutes away from kickoff at the moment. So what we normally do on a Sunday night is we normally have a Sunday night live show at 8 o'clock. We've put it back to 9 o'clock. And we are obviously going to do the watch along at 10 o'clock. But I really just want to spend the first sort of hour chatting amongst ourselves about the latest Manchester United things that are bothering you, and also keeping an eye on the game as well, because that's really important. Jose Mourinho is just talking to the press at the moment, so I can't hear what he's saying. But if anyone knows in the live comments, let us know. My prediction is a 5-1 victory, says Salim Hussein. Yes, look, San Jose Earthquakes are bottom of the league in their area at the moment. They're not having a great season. So tonight, United, it's about turning up, winning this game comfortably and confidently and going through the gears. I said this before. We've got AC Milan on Thursday. I think that'll be a challenge, but it's going to be AC Milan's first game in America. Then we've got Liverpool next Saturday. Now, Liverpool have nearly played half a season already. I joke, but they've probably played about 4 or 5 pre-season games. They've not got many players in the World Cup, so they're going to be pumped up for this. Liverpool will play the way they normally play. So next Saturday night is going to be a huge challenge for us. So we need to start going through the gears for this. No questions. No questions at all. Chong won't play a competitive game under Mourinho, says Johnny White. Well, you might be right there, Johnny White. But what I would also say is that we are in a situation where Jose, I didn't expect him to play tonight. Maybe would have played Mata. So the fact that he's actually started him is good. Okay, seems like Bale is going to be staying at Madrid and Willian off to Barcelona. We're going to get screwed, says SP Mukherjee. Well, there's nothing around Bale at the moment, so I think that's, I'm going to talk about that on the transfer show tomorrow anyway. I'm not convinced that we need Bale. Liverpool are playing right now, says Minaj. Yeah, I think who are they playing tonight? Liverpool. And are they already in America as well? Jake Pert, I don't think that's true about Martial getting 50% of any fee. Oh, between 50 and 84. Yeah, you're probably right about that. Google, yes, I was hoping you were going to comment tonight. So obviously we trialled this new match day setup. This is only the second game we've done it. The old Watchalong was very, very different. So Google messaged me and said, instead of just having the green screen, the green pitch with things like this, where I can go, I want to get down the wing. Oh God, I've moved the wrong thing. That's what happens when you're live. Shit. That's annoying because it was in the perfect position. There we go. I need to move that well out of the way. Okay. Get it away from me. Get it somewhere I can't touch. So yeah, it was just a screen where I could use the yellow pen and that. But then he said, well, can't you just put the line up there on the left-hand side? So I've done that. And we've got news going on the bottom instead of the team news. And then you've got your transfer stuff there. So it's a work in progress, but we definitely will always take on your advice, which is very, very much appreciated. But George Carl says you're getting too big for your boots. Juventus are looking for a Sandro replacement, says Pankaj. Castles is saying that we're giving up on Sandro and also that we're in for Maguire, says Michael Walton. I hadn't read that Duncan Castles had done that at all. That's quite interesting. And I'm sure that's going to cause a lot of frustration if that actually is the truth, but there we go. I am still with you all. I'm just having a quick read of something here. It's all right, nothing to report. You've got to keep your finger on the pulse. You've got to keep your finger on the pulse, especially when you're live. Even football matches in the Manchester United arena don't make any different. What I was also... Flex is just saying it's nice to see Tahith Chong start, which it is. It's absolutely fantastic to see that. And Chong starts. We're live. Okay, that's good. Right, let's take a few of your comments then. Let's have a look what people are talking about. Do you think, Mark, what's your opinion on Jose preferring Rashford over Martial, says Damon Gledel. And Sally Devil Red says, nice setup. Yeah, we've got lots of people watching. Remember to keep sharing the video. We are going to be live all the way through till after midnight tonight, isn't it? The game will finish at about midnight. So it's a late night for a Sunday night, a school night for some. I tell you what, this kit... I was only meant to... I'll tell you a little funny story, actually. This was meant to be going to Flex. He won't be watching because he's in Jamaica. I said, I'm going to buy the top just so we can use it to show people what it's like for the giveaway, which we've already done. But actually, I'm keeping it. I don't wear... For anyone who's been watching for any length of time, you'll know that I don't actually wear Manchester United tops. I get the tracksuits. I'm not interested in the tops. I'm too old for them now. But I really like this top. I've got to be honest with you. I really like it. So... It's staying with me. It's definitely staying with me, and I'm well happy with it. I really, really am. Let's have a look at the live comments. Yeah, so Jose preferring Rashford over Martial. As I said this afternoon, I don't know what people think about the situation with Martial at the moment, because there's I don't know whether people sort of took the video this afternoon the wrong way. I'm not saying that Martial's going. I just don't think it's obvious that he's staying either. And I think the problem that Martial has at Manchester United is that he is in a situation where he is behind Sanchez, he is behind Lukaku, he is behind Lingard, and he is behind Rashford. And that sort of puts him in a very, very difficult situation because he wants to play first-team football. And the reality is, if as expected, Martial starts up front tonight, what does that actually do for him? I think he could score 4 goals in the next 4 games. And still Lukaku comes back and walks straight into the team, because that is what Jose Mourinho wants to do. He wants to pick Lukaku up front, and I don't really have an issue with him doing that. He's he's a very, very good player, and there can be no issue with Jose Mourinho picking Lukaku there. So I don't see what Anthony Martial's future at Manchester United is anyway, unless he's going to play on the left-hand side. But we've already seen, well, let's see what happens tonight, of course. But if he plays up front again tonight, then it's there's no future in that for him. And that worries me, because he's never ever going to play ahead of Lukaku, and he shouldn't play ahead of Lukaku. I like Anthony Martial, he's my favourite player, but he shouldn't be playing ahead of Lukaku. He shouldn't be playing ahead of Lukaku, unless anybody disagrees with me on that, because Lukaku is the perfect number 9 for Manchester United. He gives us absolutely everything. So, yeah, I mean, I just don't know. I just don't know about Martial and his future, really. I think he's just playing... I wish I'd seen that comment. It absolutely flew by. Paul Jones says, sell Martial, we'll be sad to see him go, but use the money for the areas we need to sort out and give Rashford, Chong and Sanchez play the left rotation. I'm very excited about Tahith Chong tonight, because if he puts in a good performance tonight, you'd expect him to get more game time against AC Milan or Liverpool or Real Madrid. And if he then does good performances against those teams, then he's showing that actually physically, he's right. Mr. Fryer with the most helpful comment of the night, Martial isn't leaving, but doesn't give us any reason why that's not happening. The big thing is that Manchester United don't want Martial to leave. But the problem is, from Anthony Martial's point of view, you can sort of see the problem. I didn't say this in the video this afternoon, so I'll say it now. There's this myth that floats around, and I see a lot of you mentioning it in the live comments. So, let's open up for a few minutes. We've got, 40 minutes till kickoff. There's this myth that floats around, and I saw it in the press today. Mourinho's willing to give him a second chance, and Manchester United want to keep him, but he's got to buckle down and work harder. Well, where is this myth coming from? Because this happened last summer, and Martial won 3 Player of the Month awards last year, and he only really played for 6. His work ethic, his goals and assists, his working back, his tracking back were absolutely fantastic between August and January. Then we signed Sanchez and he got dropped. So I don't mind any criticism of Anthony Martial, but the myth that floats around about effort and working hard, he's got to buckle down and work hard. He'd scored in the game before we signed Alexis Sanchez. He scored that game. He scored in the 3 previous games from the left wing, and we dropped him. So I've got something in my throat now. Jose, he's trying to get me done. Andrew Ellis says Jose should be sacked. We've always said that. Philip is a new subscriber. I have to say I'm very, very concerned about the defence right now. Thoughts? I'm choking at the moment here. I can't think for the life of me what I've got stuck in my throat. Beck's right. He would have been a brilliant player for Sir Alex Ferguson, and he would have got the best out of him. Yeah, he would. Sanchez and Pereira could be like new signings, says Carlisle. I like that one. Going back to the defence question, I mean, the defence situation at Manchester United is a concern. I mean, Chong starting... sorry, not Chong. the defence isn't strong enough. I can't think of a game where we played a centre-back partnership more than 5 games last season, and that's shocking. The left-back's not good enough, and Valencia's on the decline. That's our back four. We've got a world-class goalkeeper in De Gea, and that helps. I'm just tweeting something. But the defence is... it's something that concerns everybody. I mean, I don't necessarily... Look, my thought is, and I've got to be consistent, my thought is that we need to sign a centre-back. Sorry, a left-back. That's the biggest problem for me. But if we don't sign a left-back, then it's got to be Luke Shaw at left-back. If it's Young, we're screwed. In relation to the centre-backs, I think signing a centre-backs would be nice, but I think Jose Mourinho is the problem with the centre-backs, to be honest, because he signed 2 centre-backs in Lindelof and Bailly, who I think are good enough. But the most important thing about the centre-back isn't really signing somebody, because even if he signs Alderweireld, if he continues to play... What if we signed Alderweireld next season, right? And then the first game of season, it's Alderweireld and Jones. Then the next game, it's Alderweireld and Bailly. Then Alderweireld needs to be rested, so it's Smalling again. You've got all the best teams through history, through Manchester United and Chelsea and every team. They will have a centre-back partnership that's playing 30, 40 games. And United just haven't been close to that. We need a centre-back partnership that is absolutely nailed on. Fred should be there this week. Ember Knight. Would you be okay not winning the title if Jose took the season to rebuild around our youth rather than new signings? What a question. And it's a contribution as well. Thanks for the contribution, No Lanusan 1. If you want to make a contribution, you can do that through the $ at the bottom. But please make sure you leave us a question to read out. I mean, that's a question I'll have to throw to the live comments while I answer it. Would you sacrifice the title if he was playing people like Chong, Pereira, and maybe Gomez as well? I don't think Gomez is ready. So let's say Chong, Pereira, and Fosu Mensah. You know what? I think that would be something that I would. I don't think you can give a definitive answer because winning a title would be very important for Manchester United. But at the moment, we're so far off a title. But I think if we saw Chong being consistently played on that right hand side, maybe 20, 30 games, I'd have to be encouraged by that. I'd have to applaud the manager for that because that's what we want to see. That's what Manchester United's all about. And if that was coupled by good football as well, then again, it would be a game changer if we started doing that. I think most of us know it's never going to happen though. That's the problem. Darshan, I did hear Herrera backing Martial, basically saying he could be one of the best players in the world. I don't think any of us would disagree with that. Will we see Martial left back? And Sion Williams says if the tactics changed, yes, I would, but I wouldn't mind that. Moada says Jose can't develop youth, so it's never going to happen. And Zed Jamie makes a good point. He says, no, I wouldn't. He's had 2 years to do that. It must make or break this season. And I think that is a good point there, that a lot of people sort of feel around Jose at the moment, that he hasn't, he's had 2 years. And I remember Paul Robinson, who comes on the show quite a lot, and I'm sure he's crying out if he's even watching the show, saying exactly that the reality is when it comes to Jose Mourinho and Manchester United, we are 2 years into this journey and he hasn't signed. We don't know what our best team is. We don't know what our our tactics are. We've got no philosophy. So this season, sort of, in a way, I would agree with said Jamie. It won't happen anyway. He's not going to start playing the youth. I'd be absolutely stunned if he did that. But what we do need is, without a doubt, is a title run this season. I really do think we do. Because we are 3 years into this journey now, and there's been progression. I'm always very, 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 very defensive of that and Mourinho, because we have definitely progressed. You can't argue with that, but we've got. I just think next season it's got to be the title, hasn't it? It's got to be the title. I think we might do that as a Skype show tomorrow night. Actually, is it title or bust for Mourinho next season? Is it title or the sack for Mourinho next season? I think we need more than enough. We need more than my opinion on that. We need a show on that. So tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, I think we'll do that. if everyone's happy with it. Title or bust for Mourinho tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, and it's a Skype show, so that'll work really well. Looking forward to that. Remember, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We've got a transfer daily that goes up at 7 a.m. We cover every single game with a watch-along, so if you are new to the United Stand community, get involved. It's a fantastic community, as you can see with the live comments. We've got nearly 4,000 people watching, which is great. Let's see if we can get 1,000 likes before kickoff, which is something we tried to do on the watch-along. But I'm encouraged by the starting lineup, which is to my right, as you can see. Pereira, Bailly, Smalling, Valencia, Shaw, Herrera, Pereira, Garner, Chong, Sanchez and Martial. It's just got more to it. I think the team the other day, Mata and McTominay, it was a little bit, wasn't it? And it's just got more flair to it. And I think tonight, what we're looking for is a hatful of goals, some real front. What United need to do and what Jose Mourinho needs to do, whether we're preparing for this game or we're having a normal chat on a Sunday night. Matt Powell, we are season ticket holders. Yes, the United Stand does have a season ticket. Well, obviously the United Stand is the name of the channel, but we do have season ticket. Yeah, I'd like Zidane as a manager, says Gents. But no, what I was going to say is that next season for Manchester United, a lot of fans are looking at two things. One, creating more chances, and two, that comes from playing better football. Well, tonight we're playing a team that's not very good. San Jose Earthquakes are not very good, and that first 11, whether it's about fitness or not, they should be going out and winning that game tonight. So what we're looking for tonight, and I think we're going to get it, is a positive performance from Manchester United. I want to see 3 or 4 goals tonight, or maybe more. I want to see some good football tonight, and you've got players on that pitch. Pereira, who can make things happen. Chong, Sanchez and Martial, who are probably 3 of our better flair players on this tour. Garner's a bit unknown, so let's see what he's all about. I mean, I've seen him play in the youth setup a bit, but let's see. Chong over Bale and Willian, says Julian. Look, Julian, what I want to say about Chong is I'm a big fan of Chong. What I think Chong should be doing next season is probably playing about 10 games off the bench. Being on the bench, coming on in certain games, you know. This even in itself, this may sound a little bit optimistic, but does anyone know if that San Jose Earthquakes team is their first team or whether it's their reserves? That would be a nice little bit of research for somebody. But I don't think Chong's ready for the first team yet. But that's what excites me about tonight, because if he plays tonight against men and does well, I think Jose will have to reassess what he said about, he's not ready yet, because we'll see with our own eyes that he's ready. And the fact that if Jose doesn't think he's ready, why would he play him? So I'm encouraged by that. And maybe Jose's just keeping the expectations down low, which again is a very clever thing to do. Danny Smith says it makes more sense for Sanchez to play central and Martial left. I'll be massively encouraged if Anthony Martial starts on the left tonight and Sanchez starts up front. If Martial starts up front, for me, I think that's the writing on the wall that he could go, because there's no future for him as a number 9. That's Lukaku's position. So unless you want to sit on the bench and be the backup striker, you're never going to get game time, because he never subs Lukaku. Got over 4,000 people watching, which is fantastic. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new, in the bottom right hand corner. Chong will be ready in 2 years, physical, says Salim Hussein. Well, he might be ready now, mate. All I was doing this week was defending Chong against this nonsense that he's not physically ready. I'm old enough. I've seen people like Lee Sharp, Ryan Giggs, Ronaldo play as 18-year-olds for Manchester United and play 30 games in a season at 18. Chong's going to be 19 in December, so of course he can be ready. It's just whether he can deal with the physicality of it. And it doesn't have to be, to deal with physicality, you don't have to be muscly. Look at people like Modric, Verratti. They're very small players. You don't need to be muscly to deal with it. It's about whether you can mentally deal with it, or whether when you get knocked off the ball, are you going to get yourself back in the game? Are you going to win free kicks? That's what it's all about. Douglas Bajara has made a contribution. Thank you, Douglas. He says, great show as always, Mark. How many guaranteed starts can Mike Martial stay? And also, do you think the FA Cup and UEFA semis would save Jose's job? FA Cup second and UEFA Champions League semi-final would save Jose's job. I think in those circumstances it would save his job. Second place, UEFA Champions League semi-final and FA Cup. I don't think he'd get sacked off that. Joseph Young says, if Chong can ride tackles and can play with speed wide with great crosses, will he make a great Plan B sub for 18-19 season? Spot on, Joseph. That's exactly what I'm getting at, really. And that's what tonight and the rest of this tour's about. It's not about whether Tahith Chong plays fantastically well. Jose will be looking about whether he can play against men. And that's what it's about, and that's what Jose was talking about. He wasn't talking about his ability, he was talking about his physicality, and that's what I'm excited to see tonight. Going back to the previous point about how many games Martial needs to stay, I think Martial would want to be playing around half of the season. I think that might be enough. I don't think Jose can say he's starting every week, because that would be a lie, and I think Martial would be too clever for that. But I think if he said, look, you're not going to start every game, but I'll certainly be using you a lot. I'll start you every game I can start you, and I'll be using you off the bench a lot. Martial might be intrigued with that. But the issue with Martial is, I'll say it again, he started the season off really well. He was playing fantastically well, and Jose basically shat on him, didn't he? He did, for Sanchez. And I'm not saying there's a problem with that. You know, if I was manager of Manchester United last season and I've got Martial playing really well, and then Ed Woodward says, I can get you Ronaldo, I'd go, all right, sorry Tony, you're on the bench, mate. Ronaldo's coming in. Maybe Mourinho felt like that about Sanchez. It was like, yeah, Martial's doing really well, but I can get Sanchez. Sorry, you're on the bench. So that's Mourinho's choice. I disagree with it. I'm sure a lot of you do, but that's his choice to do that. But I disagree with people who say Martial wasn't playing well. Anthony will outshine all our players in tonight's game, says Rashid. There's so much excitement in this team tonight. And I know it's only pre-season, but we've been doing this for 3 or 4 years now, and there is an really exciting element to these games, because we get to see the youngsters, we get to see Pereira, who we're not even talking about. The great thing about Pereira is we're talking about Ghana, we're talking about Chong, and we're talking about Martial for different reasons, and Sanchez is back. But we've not even spoken about Andreas Pereira, because he was so good in that first game on Thursday night, and he just seems to be now a regular, which is fantastic. OF has made a contribution. He says Chong shouldn't put on too much muscular weight, or else he'll slow down speed-wise. Look at Memphis, all that gym, and he lost his burst of speed. What a comment that is, because that's not... I think some people think when Jose said physicality, they expect him to bulk out. You don't need to bulk out. There's loads of footballers who are skinny. Irving Lozano's quite skinny. I'm trying to think... You tell me in the comments. There's loads of wingers that are skinny and wiry. It's about... The physicality is about the mental side of the game. I think that's what Jose is saying about Chong. It's about whether he can deal with the mental side of men's football when he's been playing so much youth football, and that's the step up. And there's loads of skinny players, like that Geddes who plays. He's skinny as well, isn't he? Feeling good now, man, says Rolf. Mark, do you rate Joel Pereira, says Mad Trickster? I do. We know he's going on loan. That's why we've got the Grant fella in. We know that Pereira will go on loan. So, yeah, I do like him. And I hope he can get a decent loan next season, because I think that's always a positive, without a shadow of a doubt. And I hope that he does. I hope he can get out and do well, so to speak, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? So I wouldn't have him near the United side at the moment. I think that's a step too far. But I do like him, and I'm pleased that he's playing tonight. We're about 28 minutes away from kickoff. We're sort of combining a Sunday night live show, which we normally do at 8 o'clock, with a with the watch along tonight. So yeah. Got this cold doing my head in. Literally. Right, where's my live comments gone? That shouldn't have happened. That's annoying. I've lost the live comments. They'll be back. They'll be back. So give us your score predictions below. I think we've got to be looking to win this game by a lot of goals. That's the next step. That's what pre-season's all about. It's not about we're going to win the league. It's not about that. It's about getting. It's about getting your getting the team going and getting your fitness going, but also getting the What I'm really excited to see as well is, and we haven't really mentioned it, is the coaching side of things. I think on Thursday night that reminded me of Manchester United last season, whereby we were very slow at moving the ball through the midfield. We isolated our front three and we didn't create many chances. That reminded me of Manchester United last season. What I want to start seeing in this tour is better. Creativity, quicker movements of the ball, and I'm hoping over the course of this tour that's what we're going to see. Because I totally disagree. I mean, I don't know whether people saw it, but there was a bit on social media after the Club America game where people were like, nothing's changed, sack Jose. But I mean, I just don't think you can judge it yet. I mean, I think by the Liverpool game, which is the fourth game, if we're still playing the same way, that's going to be concerning because nothing's changed. But first pre-season game, I don't think we can be too negative about it. Thanks for the contribution, Kevin Barton. A lot of people saying 4-1 in their predictions. Surely he could have played Twansibi with Smalling or Bay, then used another player with Williams in the second half, says Jonathan Ball. Yeah, I mean, Jonathan, you're probably right there, but I don't think Jose's using this tour for that reason. I don't think he is at all. I think he's using this tour to get the players that are here fit and ready for the start of the season, because I think he's massively concerned about the number of first teamers who aren't going to be ready for the start of the season. So yeah, I mean, he could have been playing 45 minutes of mixture of youth and experience, but in both these games so far, he started the game with very experienced teams. And I think he's doing that because he wants these players to be very fit and very ready for that first game of the season against Leicester, because he knows Pogba, Lukaku, Lingard, Rashford, Jones and everybody else are going to be a little bit off, and he needs to get them ready. So that's what he's doing with these players. And also, he needs people like Luke Shaw to take these opportunities. I mean, I'm a little bit disappointed that Dimitri Mitchell's not playing. I thought he did quite well. Oh, no. Draughty Devil's in the live comments. Oh, look, all I'm going to say, Draughty, is, you know, I'm on my own with these sort of things now. So, there you go. How's the new kid playing centre mid, Mark? How's the new kid playing centre midfield, Mark? Garner, let's see. He's highly thought of in the youth setup, but this is a big game for him that I'm very excited to see how he will do as well. I'm very excited to see how that midfield three works. I'm hoping Pereira's not going to be the number 6 again, but I suspect it might be. I mean, I've just been a little bit optimistic that it'll be Herrera in the number 6 position, because I don't think Herrera passes the ball forward anymore. Why couldn't Pereira hold down a place at Valencia, says Vinny Trims Shaves. He started some games. It's fair to say he came off the bench a lot more, but it was very difficult for him to get into that team because they've got a good couple of wingers at Valencia. They had Geddes on loan, and what's the other winger called? I forget his name. We were linked to him actually. So Pereira was involved, but Valencia at one point were pushing Barcelona for the title. So they were having a very good season. He played for Granada, who got relegated, and he was one of their best players. Then he went to Valencia. So actually, if you look at his 2 seasons, Pereira, it would be a bit like Pereira having a fantastic season for West Brom and they get relegated. Then the next season, he goes to Man United. And, you know, to expect him to go straight into that team would have been unrealistic. But he had a good loan at Valencia, certainly. Where can... somebody just... I think it was Danny Pollitt just said... yeah, give Draughty some love. He's not had a great weekend. Nice to see him in the live comments. Nice to see him on the United stand. We haven't seen him for a while. What was I going to say? Yeah, Danny Pollitt just said, I've just realised that I hadn't cancelled MUTV from the last tour last year. You know what? I did that. Not this year. I do keep MUTV now, but about 2 years ago I did do that. I got it for the US tour 3 years ago, and then the following tour when we were in China, I went to renew it and realised I'd still been paying for it. So there we go. King Kappa says, would you agree that we've only made one signing so far? I would. I do think that. And I think we have only made one signing this summer, and that is Fred, because Delot's not even going to be ready till September, and Grant is just Phil and Grant is just a third place goalkeeper, isn't he? Who would I compare Chong to, says Sanjay. I don't like comparing people to people because it always leaves you wide open to criticism, but I think there are similarities to Giggs. I think there are similarities to Hullet, the way he passes the ball around. But to be honest with you, that's youth football and a 20-minute cameo the other night. I think we're all excited to see what Tahith Chong's about, because what he does in youth football will be very different to what he does in men's football, because youth football is totally different. It's totally different. You're playing with people your age, and you can impose yourself on. Look, I remember Ethan Hamilton playing for the youth team last year, and he looked brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I think it was, he's a big lad and he looked great. I then saw him play an under-23 game against Liverpool, and he was really, really poor. So it's just, and that could just be one game, but also when you go to men's football, there'll be a lot of youth players that we think are great that are not going to make it. And I'm not going to name names because I don't know who they are going to be. And Chong might not make it. You just don't know. So I'm excited to see what sort of player he is. But I'd rather Tahith Chong be Tahith Chong, something we've never seen before, somebody totally different. Because we don't say Neymar's like Ronaldo. We don't say Messi's like Maradona. They're Argentinian, but they're not the same. I've not seen a player like Paul Gascoigne since Paul Gascoigne, and he was the complete midfielder for me. So I'm hopefully Tahith Chong can just be Tahith Chong. Where is James Wilson? That always gets asked. Samuel R says, why do I always call him Phil and Grant? Says Gaz Newton. It's a bit of a joke. Just a bit of a joke, really. I like to have a little bit of a joke every now and again. And somebody said it was disrespectful, so that's like a red rag to a bull, really, because it's not disrespectful. The score will be updated, Joe, here. Yes, it won't stay 0-0. We've got interactive stuff here. And Harun Khan says that he's been a viewer of the United stand since day one, which I tell you what, that deserves a massive applause, because we've been going for 4 years this Christmas. 4 years the United stand's been going this Christmas, I think. That's scary, because I remember when it was just one. So please do subscribe if you're new. There's a little icon in the bottom right hand corner. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We have a transfer daily at 7 o'clock, and obviously every game we're doing is a watch along. So get involved and have your say, and you're very, very welcome. We've got a great community. We say it how it is on here. We love Manchester United, and sometimes we get called the negative stand, which I think is really unfair, because actually there's not a lot to be positive about around Manchester United in the last few months. But I am positive about, we'll be positive. We'll all be positive, won't we? We will be positive if there's things to be positive about. And I don't think anyone's moaning tonight. This is a little bit of closure. We can box ourselves off from transfer news for the next couple of hours. We can watch Tahith Chong, Garner, Martial, Sanchez, Pereira, Luke Shaw. Positive things. What it's all about, a football match, and we'll be positives. Mohammed says, I've always been watching you since day 2. I just never knew how to talk on live comments. I'm getting a cough. This is not good. Is Garner a McTominay type of player, says MUFC 8? No, he's not. He's not. And again, I don't like saying what a player's like, but Garner's not like McTominay. He's not tall, for one thing. He's just, normal. He'd be more of a Herrera sort of player, so that'd be a positive. I'm just looking at Chong. I mean, he does look like a kid, doesn't he? He's very skinny. But the great thing about him is he's nearly 6 foot, whereas Gomez is quite small. So he's got that in his locker as well. Camilio 10 says, have you seen the Pogba speeches for France during the World Cup? I have. And I think it looks very encouraging. I would have him as captain. I'm standing up because I'm getting a sweaty arse. No one wants to know that, but I am. I think, I would have him as captain, but Jose obviously wants to use Valencia. Sei Adara has made a contribution. Thank you, Sei. Nick B says, I didn't like the channel much before, but in the last week I've really got into it. I wonder why. I've been watching you since yesterday, says Robert McCormack. I recognise that name. I think you've been watching longer. I'm not feeling Herrera as a defensive-minded midfielder. What do you think, says Sinu? I'd rather he played there today than Pereira. I want to see Pereira playing in a more advanced position, because we need... On Thursday night, McTominay and Herrera just couldn't feed the attackers quick enough, and I think that is something that we really need to do. So I want to see that happen. We can't stream the game, Ryan Campbell. We've been doing this for 3 years now, watch-alongs, and what a watch-along is, it started because of a few live comments 3 years ago said, when Manchester United are playing a game, why can't you just be live so we can just all be chatting about the game? We're not Sky, we're not MUTV, we're not BT Sports. They've got millions and millions of pounds, and quite rightly, they've got the rights to show you the games, and that's what they do. We don't show you the game because we're not allowed to do that. It's illegal. What we do is, while the game's going on, we're all having a chat about the game. That's what a watch-along is, and very enjoyable it is, so get involved. Okay. Do you think we're going to attack, says Baby Hot Rod HD? We've got to attack. I think it's a very attacking front three, and I think that midfield has got Pereira and Herrera in it, who are quite mobile, and Garner hopefully will be quite mobile as well. I don't know what to expect of Garner, to be honest. It's a big opportunity for him. But this San Jose team should be getting beaten. We need to start moving forward. We need to start being positive, and we should be beating this team, and I think we will do. I think we're going to beat them probably. I think I can see 3 goals, and that'd be nice. Let's create a lot of chances. Let's score a few goals. Patreon is still running, Mohammed. It's just been on a break because of the World Cup and stuff. It is still running, and we've got a lot of exciting things coming up for that. Do I want Mourinho out? No, Eric, I don't. And I know that upsets a lot of people, but I'm not Mourinho out at the moment. I think he should be given the 3rd year. I don't think the football's been good enough. I think some of his decisions have been bad. He really upset me by keeping Fellaini, but he should be given year 3, and I've been firm on that. Even if Zidane was available, I would not have sacked Mourinho because the job's not done. And I think there would be a massive feeling of injustice from Jose if he was sacked, because yes, you can point at Sevilla, yes, you can point at the bad football, but he won us the Europa League and the Carabao Cup, and he took us to 2nd place last year. That is progress. Now, he must be given the 3rd year for one reason for me. He's either gone or we're great in a year's time. The only progress he can achieve next season is winning the title. If he does that, it's job done. If we don't win the title next season, then we've stagnated and we're not progressing, and it's time for him to go. So I want him to stay. I want to find out if he's still the special one, and if he is, he'll win us the title next year. So I want him to stay, and I don't really think that that would be. I don't want it to happen. I know some people do, and I respect their opinion, and they've got their reasons why, but for me, not yet. Cal Davis is off for a quick shower before the game. Ali Osman says this will 100% be Jose's last season. Well, maybe he'll win the title and then go. A lot of the players he's bought are old. I mean, in a year's time, Matic is 30, Sanchez is 30. So, won't Ashley Young be 34 or something? Valencia will be 33. So it'll be a very ageing team in a year's time. So maybe if he won the title, he might go. I don't think he would. I think if he wins the title, he'll stay. Because Manchester United is about that, isn't it? It's about building something special. So hopefully he would stay and do that. I've got a right tickle in my throat today. It's really annoying me. We're about 14 minutes away from kickoff. I'll tell you what, I don't know what you think in the live comments, but I'm very excited about it. Really exciting. Beck Howell says it's about rebuilding. Thanks, Beck. I've been looking for you all night. I've done the thing for you now. It's about rebuilding for the future. If we come 2nd in the league but win FA and Champions League, would that be progress? If we come 2nd in the league, but yeah, we've already spoken about that SBG Went Moss, and I think he might survive with that, to be honest. Joanna Gill says she's really annoyed that Martial isn't playing on the left. Don't you agree, Mark? Well, I don't think we know until the team starts, do we? But I'm hoping he will start on the left, because I think if he starts up front, to me that's quite worrying, because he won't be starting up front next season. So what's his future at Manchester United? It's just bench player again, isn't it? Right, okay. I've just had to message Marcus because my throat is absolutely going to cause me a problem, and I don't think I'll be able to mute it. I'm just checking something. I know what that's all about. Okay. Let's have a look. Mourinho needs to cheer up a bit, get some positivity around the club, says Luke Bates. Yes, remember I'll be doing a match reaction stream afterwards per usual as well. So it's watch along all the way through till full time, and then I'll do match reaction straight afterwards as well. Will a Champions League triumph put seventh in the league? See him sacked. Harris FC. If he wins the Champions League, then he ain't going anywhere, is he? Karen Cross, would you have taken Mahrez? I think a lot of fans would have taken Mahrez because he's a right-sided player that we need, isn't it? So, I don't know. It's hypothetical for me, but I know a lot of United fans would have done. Are you going to show the match, Marcus? No, we don't do that on here. And Mourinho is always negative, says Mohammed. What? I don't know. Has he said something? I don't know. Has he said anything? And during the season, can you put... Oh, that's gone. Five of the players started the last league game for San Jose, says Robert McCormack. So that's great. Thanks for letting us know about that. Joseph Young, try ginger tea. Hope you feel better soon. I think it's just because I've had a cold and it's sort of moved down onto my throat a bit. I'll be fine as long as I drink plenty of water. Are you missing Love Island, Dan Walsh? I've been missing it all summer, mate. I don't watch it. What time is the game at? Says Jamie O'Hare. It's going to kick off in about 11 minutes. And next week, do you think a transfer will happen? Says Michael K. Look, don't take my word on this. But Manchester United, I still believe, are going to make 2, maybe 3 signings. That may sound a little bit odd to people because there are still... the transfer window is over in 2 weeks. But I still think that that's going to happen. 2 weeks on Thursday, the transfer window shuts. But I do think it will happen. There we go. Marcus, can you hear me?
How you doing, mate? You all right?
No, that's interesting. I know why. I bet all you can hear him. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I had it on mute, you see. Yeah. So that's why.
Oh, right.
That's why I couldn't hear you, and I don't know whether anyone else could hear you as well.
I'm not that bad, am I?
No, you're going to be my rescue tonight because for some reason my throat started going a little bit. So having somebody on it would be good. But team news is out. You've seen it. What are your thoughts?
I'm liking it. To be honest, I'm very excited by it. I think Luke Shaw he did well in the first game. Tahith Chong, fantastic, like cameo appearance, I suppose you could say, in the second half of the first game. Sanchez back in there again after having his visa, problems. Pereira in a bit more of an advanced role. So yeah, I'm really liking it. I'm actually looking forward to see Herrera as the CDM just to see if he could take over from Matic during the season.
Do you think that's where he'll play?
I think he could. Yeah. I think he could. I think if we're going to spend the money on the left back and the centre back, I think Herrera could keep quite a few million, saved in the Glazers' pockets.
Good. Well, let's see what happens with it. A lot of people are saying, I hope the ground's going to fill up a bit. It is virtually empty, which is... I don't know. We haven't got Jared on tonight, but I don't know. I know we'll have people in America watching. Why is that? Wayne Littlewood says it's poor because of Jose. It's the Jose Mourinho effect. Is it because of the bad football? Says Bounty Lad. I'll tell you what. I'll tweet out because somebody will let us know, but somebody in the live comments might let us know as well. It's not Milan, is it? And that game got downgraded.
Yeah, it's not the most highest anticipated game of this tour. There's better teams to come, but I think in terms of the words pre-season, this is a good workout. They're going to play 2 strikers, so that's going to be a good thing. I think for them coming forward, it'll be a good workout for Bailly and Smalling. So I think this should be a good game. It should be. It should effectively be a United win quite comfortably. But as we know, not everything in football, nothing's played on paper and all that. So hopefully we get the win and it's a confidence booster.
We're nearly at 1,000 likes before kickoff, which is what we always try to do on the Premier League game. So if you've not dropped a like on the video, please do. And remember, if you're new to the United Stand, subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, fantastic community made by you, the viewers. We can't do it without you. So thanks everyone who's tuned in again. And if you are new, please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We've got a transfer show up at 7 a.m. And if anything happens throughout the day, we go live and get your opinion on it. So get involved with the United Stand, biggest independent Manchester United fan channel on YouTube. Get involved. I live in San... Oh, I wish I'd read that. It's whizzed by. Tickets very expensive. I think that is what I was looking for. I'm sure Andrew Southwick and was on about this before. In fact, he says San Jose are having an awful year as well, so maybe that's got something to do with it. And there's only two first in the start. The stadium is far out from the city as well, says RJS Gaming. And 37,000 were there on Thursday. Ticket prices are ridiculous on the US tour, says Peter G. I've heard about that as well. Paradox says, since Sanchez joined, there's been one thing that bothered me. Why the flipping hell didn't Jose play him as a CAM and still play Martial on the left? I mean, that's quite a good point, Marcus. I mean,
that is. Yeah.
I was on Twitter this afternoon talking about that, and I did say that myself. The one thing about last season that I will never get my head around is why, when Martial was playing so well, did he do that? Why did he do that? And also, not just that, a lot of people says, well, if he's good on the left wing, he should be able to play on the right wing. He had like 60 minutes on the right wing and then got dropped. I mean, you can't just... It's like chalk and cheese, playing on the left and the right, just because you're a winger. It's different. It's like being left and right-handed, because everything's the other way around. And if you wanted to play Martial on the right, you've got to give him a run of 5 or 6 games, and he never did that. He basically just dropped a player that was playing really well for a new signing, and I'll never understand why he did that, really.
No, I won't either. I mean, I'm like you. I watched. I was listening to your comment on the Watchalong the other day, and you saying that Martial is better out in the wing than he is as a number 9, and I totally agree with that. I think his natural position is a left winger. He loves to come inside. He's got an okay left foot, but he doesn't use it, does he really? But he gives the opposition that they doubt themselves whether he's going to go on his left or his right. I think Sanchez playing as the number 10 is a no-brainer for me. I mean, we don't even play Mata as a number 10. Mata goes out on the right wing. So I think it's a fantastic comment. I think it's a great point, and I totally agree with it. Martial should be left and Sanchez behind Lukaku.
Yeah, we'll have to see if it happens. The players are just coming out. I mean, all I would say about Martial is I like Mourinho. I've got no problems with Mourinho. Well, I have. But, I mean, you know what? I don't want him to be sacked is what I would say. But I've always said, and people don't like this as the explanation, but in life, it can be as simple as this. We search for answers. I just don't think Mourinho rates Martial. And that's his choice. We all do. Yeah. Well, most of us do. I think he's fantastic. But I just don't... I think that's the only explanation there can be, because I just don't think he rates him. But players are coming out. We are about 4 minutes away from kickoff, so it's probably going to be a little bit of a late kickoff because they're only just coming out. But I've just got to say as well to everyone in the live comments, I bloody love the US Tour. I love the US Tour. We've been doing it for 3 years. I know we were in China a couple of years ago, but there's something about the US Tour. I just love it, Marcus. You see the beautiful weather, the American. I love America. Yeah. I love the Levi's Stadium and everything like that. I just, whether the stadium's full or not, there's just something. I love the start of the season like that. It's a big part of the year for me. And I know, like at Christmas, we get the Christmas trees up and we have the Christmas specials, and the start of the season is exciting. At the end of the season, you hope you're challenging for trophies, and then you have the transfer window between May. But once the tour kicks in, I love it. It's an own unique part of the season.
It is, yeah. I mean, the best thing for me about watching these pre-season games out in the States is the fact that how they embrace Manchester United. How the football is not the biggest sport out there. It's the the NFL and the NHL. They're more priority, or the baseball. But it just seems like the people of the counties, the towns, they all come together and everyone comes out to watch Manchester United, and I think it's fantastic. Yeah, I just think it's fantastic. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The worldwide fans the club have, it's fantastic.
Exactly. Will Wood says, come on United, thanks for that contribution. Will, remember, if you want to make a contribution, you can do that through the $ at the bottom, but make sure you leave us a comment or a question. We've got 4,600 people watching, which is fantastic, amazing. If we can get to 5,000, that would be a first for a US tour game. Please do share the video. There's a share button underneath, so if you're on Twitter and Facebook, it's one click of the share button and then one click to share it on Twitter and Facebook, which would be really appreciated. Let's grow this community, and if you're new, subscribe. I'll be putting the timer up in a minute as soon as the game kicks off on my screen, and we'll keep you updated with what's going on. I know not everyone's able to watch the game, so we'll certainly keep you updated. Juventino says, I love the United stand. Well, that love, and he's a Juventus fan as well. I'll tell you what, I'm really glad, because I love Juventus. Juventus have always been my Italian team, way back from Channel 4 after the Italia 90. So I hope you do really well next year. After us, and I don't think we're going to win the Champions League, I hope Juventus win it, because I ain't really got any love for Real Madrid anymore now that Ronaldo's gone. So I hope you do well next year. And you know what? Fair play to Juventus, Marcus. A big club, and it just shows you what a bit of ambition can do. I wish we'd show that ambition in the next 2 weeks.
Yes, most definitely. It's who would have thought it? Before the World Cup that he would have gone there, and he's going to do a lot for Italian football. I really think he will. His name is head and shoulders above anyone else in football. He's the best player in the world for me, and it's a fantastic acquisition by Juventus. Absolutely phenomenal.
And he's talking about Emre Can, not even talking about Ronaldo. Right, I think we are going to kick off bang on 10 o'clock here, actually. Ref's got it going. United playing in the blue kit, which I think is the third kit. I don't know when the pink kit's coming out, but it definitely will be a pink kit, because Flex was doing something with Adidas last week, and they told him that it will be pink. So we'll be reviewing and talking about that one later. What's your thoughts on this red one anyway, Marcus? I like it.
You know what? Yeah, I do like it. I noticed yours was a bit different to the one that they were actually wearing. I think the one they were wearing was a bit darker.
Yeah.
But I do like it. I'm looking forward to seeing the pink one in action.
Yeah.
Because I do like the bright colours, mate. So
we're off and running anyway. We'll keep you up to date with this. So Martial playing as the number 9, which I'm not happy about, to be honest. I think Martial playing as the number 9 doesn't bode well for his future at United. Not that I think we'll sell him, but just because he's never going to get that number 9 position, is it? It's always going to be Lukaku, so we'll see. Let's have a look at the
also, has he got the strength to play that number 9? Because can he not be bullied off the ball as the main focal point of the team?
My car says he's got the red kit and he loves it. I'll come back to that in a minute. You're right. I love Martial. Martial should be playing on the left wing, but I'll be honest, I don't know what people think at home. Get your comments in about this, and I'll ask Marcus as well. If you've got a choice between Lukaku or Martial at number 9, who do you play?
Lukaku, hands down. Yeah. Purely because he's stronger. He doesn't really get bullied on the ball.
And he's quick.
He's got the mentality, he's got the football brain to play that position. I think Martial, he loves to take people on, and he loves to get to the byline. So his natural position for me is the left-hand side.
The encouraging thing about this start from United is that Garner's sort of playing as the holding role. Herrera's sort of bombing forward, and Pereira is playing to the left. So it's slightly different to what I've got here. You swap Garner with Herrera at the moment, the way they're lining up, and Martial is playing as the number 9. So we've got it pretty much right apart from Garner. So keep your eye on him. Want to see what he's all about. Lovely raking knock over there from Pereira, but Valencia doesn't read it. But no, going back to that, a lot of people are saying Lukaku in the live comments. I love Anthony Martial. He's my favourite player at United, but I wouldn't have him as a number 9 over Lukaku. For me, he's a left winger. That's where he should be playing for United. And I understand why he's playing there tonight, but he could have played Sanchez there tonight as well. But a decent start from United here. We need to get a few goals in this game.
Yeah, United controlling the tempo of the game, which is good. Controlling the possession. Luke Shaw is over the halfway line, which is good. To Heath Chong, he's out on the right. He's hugging that touchline as well. So very attacking team. This, I mean, considering all the first teamers are not out there, it's a very strong team for me.
Definitely. And United just passing the ball around a bit at the moment. What we're looking for in this game really is not what we saw against Club America, which was United of last season, where we're not creating chances and the ball's moving slowly through the midfield. But the good thing about this Manchester United midfield with Pereira, Herrera and Garner is there's no 6'2" player who's a bit slow. They're all pretty mobile. They're all quite good on the ball. So hopefully then they feed the 3 flair players that we've got in Martial, Sanchez and Chong. And Sanchez is important as well, Marcus, because it's a massive season for him.
Yes, very big season for him. The last, since he came in January, I didn't think he brought his Arsenal form to the club. Maybe that's because he's trying to get used to the way things are at United, which is probably right. But this season, a very big season for him. We want to see that form he showed at Arsenal. Definitely.
Let's have a look at some of the live comments. RGS Gaming says United are pressing in this game, which they are. It's impressive to see that. Let's hope we can see that again.
Soft to crossbar.
You must be slightly ahead of me.
Yeah, Eric Bailly.
Yeah, you are. You bastard.
Sorry.
Sanchez. I don't know how that works, but you are slightly ahead of me, so you'll get it.
I'll pause it.
You're only about 4 seconds ahead. Sanchez with the cross, and Bay should score. He's well within the 6-yard box as the cross comes in. It's a good cross, and I don't know how he misses. What a miss that is, Marcus. Yeah. Absolute sitter.
Yeah, but I mean, in his defence, he is a centre-back. They're not known for scoring with their feet, are they? It's more headers than that. But yeah, fantastic chance for United there. We got, who's that? Oh, unlucky. I think it was Martial driving in the box there, and they got it out for a corner.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see us on the front foot. Look, none of us are going to pretend that San Jose Earthquakes are a very good team, but I've seen Arsenal have beaten someone 9-0. So what? It's all about scoring the goals. Liam says, suggestion, why don't you do a Twitter poll before watch-alongs and then show the results as part of the graphics? You also missed my last super chat. Sorry for that, Liam. So Twitter polls before watch-alongs and then show the results as part of the graphics. Good idea. The cross has come in and they've got it clear.
United have got it on the right-hand side. Sanchez he looks like he's got a bit of a free roll here. He's out on the right-hand side. He's drifting in the middle. He's still out there on the right. Herrera's pulling out to this left-hand side. Don't want to see that, really.
There's a lot of mobility in the team, isn't there? And they are chasing the ball a lot, which is good. I mean, what we want to see, because I quite like this team, is all of them playing well and giving Jose a few questions, really. Yeah,
definitely. I think the one. Well, Sanchez is coming forward. Martial's got it. Flick it into Chong. Oh, lucky. I think one of the bad signs about Sanchez out in that right-hand side there was that it pushed Chong back about 10, 15 yards, near enough to the halfway line. So I don't want to see that. I want to see that kid run at him and show Mourinho what he's got.
Yeah. Liam did make a super chat. I'm just going through the ones that I might have missed because it's very, very busy tonight. He says United Stand is the best United channel. FUCK the haters. Well, not my words. They're Liam's, and he paid to put it in. We did that one. Thanks to Kevin Barton for his contribution. I love my. Christopher Cordova says, I love my girlfriend, Bridget Vargos. You see, we're being used for things like that now, Bridget. But love from Christopher. There's a corner here for San Jose Earthquakes as well.
Valencia's got a bit of a problem here. He's coming off. Valencia.
Oh, dear.
Captaincy is going to just handed it to Sanchez. I would have thought Smalling would take it over.
Patrick Wheatley says that Sandro's been confirmed by Fabrizio and Castles. I don't know that is the truth, but I'm just reading the comments out. I don't think
Damian's on.
Damian on. Oh, God. The way to make the
he's pointing to his calf, so I think he's pulled a muscle in his calf. Shouldn't be nothing too serious. Right, Chong's got the ball coming out. On Sanchez, look at the right. Oh, Chong on the left again. Go, lad. Unlucky.
Well, that's quite an interesting thing, though, isn't it? Because why not bring bloody Fosu Mensah on?
Yeah. I mean, he brought him on in the last game, didn't he? At half time, was it?
Yeah.
Swapped him in there, put him as a right back. I actually thought he did okay as a right back. I know a lot of the United fans see him as like a CDM, but I think when you've got a player like that, he's quite versatile. He can play a number of positions. It could save you quite a lot of money in the transfer market in the future.
I'm a bit disappointed about that. I don't know what people think in the live comments, but Darmian's a player that we're apparently trying to sell, and we hardly played him last season, so we should be looking to sell him. Valencia goes off, and we bring Darmian on. I mean, it's just a passion killer, isn't it? It's just get Fosu Mensah or Twansibi on.
Yeah, great ball by Herrera there, playing in Sanchez down the left-hand side. Just a little bit too strong, but got a throw in by the corner flag.
I think that was Pereira, wasn't it?
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah. Mixed up. Pereira, Herrera.
They sound the same, don't they? I'm hoping for a big game from Luke Shaw tonight as well. I thought he had a really good game in the first friendly.
Yeah, I think he faded a little bit, but you'd expect that because it's nothing to do with him. It's everyone's going to be fit with Spurs. In fact, Kishore Multi just said what she thoughts about Shaw, so there you go. Let's have a look what else people are saying. Kian O'Halloran says, great, I'm delighted Darmian, he's absolutely crap and we're selling him. Yeah, pretty much my thoughts, to be honest. Darmian is the worst fullback since Mark Lynch, says Samuel Rowe. And Minnie Mourner says, first time seeing Chong, very impressed, but defo needs minutes on a loan. His pace is scary quick and he's showing a desire to make runs and get the ball. I'd be really pleased if he went on a loan, actually. I'd be really pleased. I just wanted to see him playing games. I don't think you really develop if you're just going to mess around with the youth.
Yeah. Do you know what? Herrera and Pereira have been absolutely top notch so far in his first 10 minutes.
Yeah, definitely.
They've not given the ball away. That they've played it nice and simple, but they've also played the quick passes looking forward, which is really good to see. Considering Pereira was out on loan the whole of last season, he's doing really well so far.
Pink kit's coming out on the 18th of September, says Ishan. How does that work? The season will be like 2 months old.
Yeah.
Remember, please do subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, there's a little icon there. Just click and subscribe. We're live every Manchester United game, and we're live every night at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow night, we're doing a Skype show where you can call in. It's Monday night Skype show, and we're going to be talking. We already know the topic for tomorrow night, so have some thought about this over the next 24 hours. Is it title or sack for Jose next season? Has he got to win the title, or should he be sacked if he doesn't? So keep that back for tomorrow, but that's the big show tomorrow. And obviously got Transfer Daily will be going up at 7 a.m. UK time tomorrow morning. So loads to get involved with. No goals from United in the first 10 minutes, but Sanchez with a heavy touch there.
Yeah.
So it's 10 minutes of pre-season, but from Sanchez there, he's got to sort that out, giving the ball away, wandering into areas that he shouldn't be. He needs some discipline. I don't know why Jose, when I've shown the heat maps last season for Martial and Rashford when they play on the left, and then that's a nice ball to Martial.
That was a great ball, yeah.
That's got to be a foul, ref. Come on.
No, yeah, he's not giving it.
Though, Sanchez, well done. To Chong. Oh, terrible first touch. He's rubbish.
Get rid of him.
Get rid of him. He's rubbish. Yeah, so I forgot what I was on about before now. Yeah, Sanchez. When you look at Rashford and Martial playing on the left, they really do stick to the left touchline and give width. When you look at Sanchez, he's always coming inside, and I don't like that. I think it's a lack of discipline, which Mourinho seems to promote. I don't know. I don't get it, because he wanders into everyone else's position.
For people in the comments who are wondering what channel number MUTV is on Sky, it's 418. I've just seen a few comments there saying 420. It's actually 418.
There you go.
So Martial, is that foul? No. Darmian. Oh, that went out, ref, surely. Yep. Throw into United, just past the halfway line. So, you full of cold, Mark, or is it hay fever?
I think it's a bit of both, really, but it's sort of it's getting on my throat a bit. I've got my water and I've got you with me, so that helps. Why isn't Fred with the team? He didn't kick a ball at the World Cup, says Kevin Hayes. Could say the same about Phil Jones, but I'll be happy if he doesn't come back, to be honest. Fred's back this week. Matic is there. Fred's back this week. Lindelof's back this week, and De Gea's back this week. I don't think any of them will play. Matic might play against Milan. I think we'll see Fred against Liverpool, hopefully, which is a week on Saturday night. So, yeah, looking forward to that one. I've got no idea, Matthew, why we brought Darmian on. We are as confused as everybody else as to why you bring a player you're meant to be selling on who hardly played last season, and you've got Fosu Mensah or Twansibi who could come on and actually give a little bit of excitement and youth and vitality to that position. But there you go.
That is something that Mourinho does, though, isn't it? I mean, he'd rather go with the experience than the youth players. I mean, even in the friendlies here, as we've seen here with Darmian.
That's what he's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a good idea from my point of view. But I'm like you. I'd rather see the youngsters. This is what the tours are for, really. This is what Mourinho was moaning about before the tour started. He had a team of youngsters, and after the World Cup, he didn't have his players that he wanted to work with. So, get them out there. They might, quietly surprise you.
I liked this comment from Triple OG9. He says, "You're never satisfied, Mark. You always have a problem with everything." That's pretty much me to a T. Well done. Well done.
Never happy.
Never happy. But to be honest with you, I take that as a real compliment when it comes to Manchester United. I don't see what is the problem with having that mentality, because it's certainly one that Sir Alex Ferguson had. We were winning trebles and he was moaning. It's never enough, and that I like that mentality. It's never enough. Never enough. I mean, I enjoy the good times when they're few and far between at the moment. But after the Europa League final, we had a great night, didn't we, Marcus? We were live and we were chatting away, and it's good. But I think if you want to be successful, then you should never be complacent. And certainly when you're not successful, you've got to demand more. So yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, definitely.
The Red Jedi says you should never be satisfied, especially especially as a football team.
Yeah, always room for improvement, no matter what.
Nice to see United pressing, says Priya. Yeah, good. I agree with you on that. Mandy Smith says it's like Jose doesn't want to succeed at United. Very odd. I don't think it's that, Mandy, to be honest. I think we perceive it as that because we're Manchester United fans and we know what this club's all about. Jose Mourinho is not a Manchester United fan. Jose Mourinho is a very, very successful manager, and he's done that a certain way. And what we're seeing is that it may not fit with what we want to see at Manchester United. But I still stand by, if he wins us a title, it's job done. And hopefully he can do that. But,
Well, I mean, at the minute, you wouldn't think he's going to win it next season, would you? Or this season?
No, but we all start off on the same points, don't we? We're not closing a 20-point gap. It's there to be done. Jose Mourinho says, I'm out. I don't know what that means he's out. Jose out, but thanks for the contribution, mate. An old brownie says, MLS gets too much stick, Mark. You should watch LAFC on YouTube TV. Well, I'm reliably informed by people like Jared and Andrew, who are American, and others who say it's crap. So I don't watch MLS, so my opinion of it is, very ignorant. I can't really say. I just assume it's not very good because so many Americans tell me it's rubbish.
Or Sanchez. Oh, ref, come on. That's a blatant yellow. Come on.
A yellow card for that, friendly or not. Sanchez running down the left wing there, and he just got pulled down.
No attempt for the ball there. He wasn't catching him. He just pulled him to the ground. So cynical.
John Carlos says Jose believes too much in his own legend nowadays, and I think there's an element of truth in that, because if you are somebody who's basically achieved everything there is to achieve in the game within different countries, then he might not be a manager that can evolve like Sir Alex Ferguson did. Maybe he's only got one way of playing, and he's that's all he knows. We were about to find out very quickly, because what I would agree with you, Marcus, is that if he doesn't evolve and change the way we play, this slow defensive style of football isn't going to work in the modern game. Too many teams are playing a different style of football. They press high, they attack, and that's the way of the world at the moment, the footballing world.
I mean, you could turn around and say that Mourinho is so arrogant to a fault that his style of football has won him so many things in his career as manager that he thinks, well, why should he change? It's been successful for so long, and the arrogant side comes in and he thinks, well, look, I'm going to prove you lot right that my way still works in the modern game. So, but for all we know, come the end of this season, his arrogance could cost him his job if he doesn't evolve, like you say.
Just a Juventus fan in the live comments then saying he doesn't want Darmian. Well, we definitely don't, mate. I mean,
We don't want him, though.
and you're going to pay money for him, which is great. So apparently there's a few Italian teams who want him. San Jose are on the attack here, and United need to be a little bit careful because
Do you know what? They are coming forward a bit too often for my liking. Great skill there by Alexis, though, on the touchline.
yeah, worked hard to get it back as well.
Yes, and he's got the foul off it as well.
That's what we want to
Great
see
bit of
from him
little
this
skill.
season.
Yes, definitely. I mean, that's the sort of stuff he was doing for Arsenal on a consistent basis in the games, taking the games by the scruff of the neck and trying to win the game by himself. So hopefully, we see a bit more of that this season.
Yeah, definitely need to see the real Alexi.
Yeah, a great run off the ball there by Martial, but I don't think he's going to catch it. No, but right idea though.
I just don't like him as a number 9. I think it's
he's not got the build for me, Mark. He just doesn't look like he's strong enough. I don't know. He definitely got a physique problem. I think to be a number 9 for him. He is more suited to the left wing.
And old Brownie says Carlos Vela, who you liked during the World Cup, plays for LAFC. I live in LA. Is that LA Galaxy then, or is they two different teams? Because they got Zlatan as well.
I think that's probably LA Galaxy. Well, that's the only LA team I know out there.
Yeah.
United. They're doing
Robinson's
well.
there. He says same old shit. What's changed? They started off all right, Paul. To be fair, we're on the back foot a little bit at the moment, but it's always difficult to sort of gauge, anyway, isn't it? It's always difficult to gauge.
Yeah, I know the pitch looks like it's in immaculate condition, but it's not playing very fast. I've noticed a couple of times when they've hit the ball long, it tends to, on the first bounce, it tends to take a bit of the speed out of it.
Yeah, we just saw a pass there as well from.
Yeah.
Shaw's been done here.
Yeah, he took him out though. Yeah.
And he'll be booked. He should be booked for that.
He should be booked, yeah.
You see, that in itself is why people will say we should be signing Sandro. Because he's been megged and he hasn't got the recovery pace either.
Well, let's have a look. He's gone through his legs. I mean, he's caught up with him. He's an extra couple of metres he's already got there, I think. But, I mean, let's not forget, he's not played, really, an awful lot of football throughout the season. The odd few games here and there and substitute appearances, and that's it. He's bound to be off the pace a bit.
Oh, this has made me laugh. I've just read it on Twitter. It's at Linguist Lord who makes me laugh anyway. He says, why is it when Darmian comes on the pitch, I hear the music to Jaws in my head? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It's true, though. He's a bad defender.
Fear, innit? He strikes fear into you whenever he comes on.
I'm going to use that from now on. I shouldn't have given them a shout out and kept it for myself. That's me, you see. We're all in a community together. I don't nick jokes.
So I see that United are trying to feed the ball to Sanchez, but they're not using Chong now. They started using Chong in the first few minutes, but he's gone really quiet now. There we go. Ah, unlucky. United seem to want to play down this left-hand side now, even when they're hitting the long balls to Martial. Yeah. He's making the run down the left-hand channels.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because I suppose a lot of us were happy that Chong was starting, but maybe Jose's starting him to show everybody that he's not ready.
Could be. But, I mean, that's...
Archie says Martial's been poor. I just think,
he's not really had the proper service, though.
No.
Every ball that's been hit to him, it's been hit long. He's not been able to get on the end of.
And also, I just think Martial will be judged differently playing up front because we're used to him playing on the wing. He gets the ball, he skips past players. That's what he does. When you play up front, you play with your back to goal. You're not going to turn and skip past players. So people will be going, oh, Martial's not playing well. But number 9 position is totally different to playing on the wing. You're not going to be involved in the game as much. So you've got to think of it from that point of view. And old Brownie says there is a second team in LA, currently second in the Western Division. They play against the Galaxy next weekend, so there are 2 teams.
Okay. You live and learn, don't you? I never knew that.
You do. Ashley Cole plays for Galaxy as well with Zlatan. I'm surprised we're not playing him on this tour, actually.
That would have been nice, wouldn't it? That would have been nice.
We never seem to, with all due respect to San Jose, we don't ever seem to pick the decent MLS teams to play against. We always seem to play the run of the mill.
Yeah, I like to see. I was just going to say I'd like to see that against like the Galaxy. Oh, Martial's got it here.
Go on, Tony. Now this is in with a bit of space to run
Here
into.
we go.
What's he got?
He's
Lost it. I think he's going to leave. You know, I do.
I don't think he will. I think if he leaves, it'll be next season.
See, I don't think United want to sell him, but I think he wants to go. Chris De La Cruz says, Sir Alex spoke about knowing how special United is when he arrived. One gets the feeling that Mourinho is just here for the job. To be honest, no title or good Champions League run this season and he should go. Fair points, Chris. I don't think many people would disagree with you on that. Phil and Grant's the GOAT, says John Carlos. I think it's an affectionate thing to call him. He's got a skinhead, and I think Phil and Grant's nice. You know, he's got a nickname already. Somebody said it was disrespectful. I think it's a nice thing. Chong's got a bit of space here out on the right.
Darwin's overlap.
Oh no. What's he going to do?
A horrendous ball in by Darwin. And to be fair to Luke Shaw, he tried to do whatever he could with it to get it on target.
Wasn't the best cross.
But unlucky. No. So overhit. What a horrendous ball that was. I mean, Sanchez is looking at him afterwards saying, what the hell is that? Oh dear. But,
Jordan Thompson, who do I think will sign before the start of the game? I've got no idea, mate. I've got no idea who we're going to sign before the start of the season. But I do think we will make signings, as I've said before.
Are you still thinking we're going to do like 2 or 3?
Yeah, I do. I think we will.
Yeah, I was trying to. I read yesterday that Max Meyer, he's a free agent.
Yeah, he's a good player. He is.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about him? Would you take him? I mean, there's a lot of talk about his wages, like 6-7 million a year.
I think he's a good option, but it's a bit of an interesting one, that one, because he's I think he's a development player. That's what he is.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think that's what United would be looking at.
I don't think Jose's got the time to put him through.
No, I don't. To be honest with you, to be fair to Jose, I don't think we've got the time for that sort of player either. I think Zed Jamie or somebody said it before, and I think they're right. You know, we need players that are going to come in and do that now. Maybe he should have done that over the last 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, I had a chat with Matthew about it yesterday in the comments. I think it would be quite a good signing. I'd actually go for it and try it. He'd be an option off the bench. He's probably better than the options we've got on the bench at the minute anyway. So
is he available free then or something?
Yeah, he's a free agent. Yeah,
wow.
yeah. I think that would be a risk worth doing. I think that's probably not as bad as a risk like you said with Rebic. But yeah, I'd go for him. I mean, even just to sign him up. If it don't work out, then you can flog him off, can't you?
Yeah, definitely.
So, I think the Glazers like that sort of deal, don't they? Where they can get something for free and make money on it after.
They do.
United's got the ball out on the right. Pereira. You know what, this lad, he's got some passing ability, you know.
I like Pereira. I really like him. That's a poor pass from Sanchez, though. It's that final ball again. I think there's a lot more... it's a pre-season game. Got to be a little bit careful, but...
Not mentioning this Garner a lot.
No, I think he's done okay, though. I was just thinking that. He's done okay. I mean, the game's passed him by a little bit, but, you know... Andy MT says Pereira's looking sharp, great passing, and Harry Jones, I'll do something for you then. There you go. You can watch. Yeah, you're right there. Is Sanchez playing for United or San Jose? Says Red Jedi. He does give the ball away a little bit, but he has looked a lot sharper. Archie says Martial clearly wants out.
Well, look at the space Luke Shaw's got over here on the left. Go on, bro. I'll tell you what. He's strong, isn't he? He's got a bit of an edge to him, that Pereira.
Yeah. Well, you know, he hasn't been sat in the youth setup for 2 years. He's actually been out there getting some experience and playing first team football in a tough league.
Where was it? Like Granada, wasn't it? He went to?
It was Granada the first year, and then last year he was at Valencia. So he's got a good pedigree.
I think this is probably the season for him where it's all or nothing. Would you say?
I just
loans.
I just hope he's going to get used. I hope he will get used because I think he's a good player.
Go on, Herrera. Sanchez going into the middle again. Martial's dropped a bit deeper.
No, it's a mess. We're not. The thing about United is we've not played with a system consistently well enough to start doing this sort of thing, which is where it's all that everyone's moving around. We need to start building blocks from the start, and that means people playing in a right position.
I think Andres Pereira is doing some really great defensive work here this half so far. He's drawing in fouls, he's taking a few kicks, a few knocks, and his passing ability this first half so far has been absolutely amazing.
Well, we've got a free kick from distance here, and this Andres Pereira should be kicking Sanchez out of the way. He's got a much better technique. Sanchez will pull seniority here. But Pereira is actually good at free kicks.
Yeah, Sanchez take this one.
Yeah, you greedy git.
That comment was right, you're never happy.
I just think Pereira's better at free kicks than Sanchez.
Did you watch him a lot then when he was out on loan?
I wouldn't. I probably saw him about 5 times each season, but
free kicks gone well wide.
Yeah.
I like the look of another youngster we got coming through, the left back Mitchell.
Yeah, I like him. Played left wing the other day, didn't
he? Yeah. I think he was out on loan last season, wasn't he? Where was it? Scotland, was it? Out there?
Hearts,
Scotland, I think.
We might get to see him in the second half, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's an up and coming one for Mourinho to have a look at if he's around in the club that long.
Well, the Valencia situation's an interesting one because Valencia has gone off injured. Now, if Valencia, I don't think it'll be a bad injury this time, but if he did get injured for the start of the season, who's going to be our right back? Bloody Darmian, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think we're stopping there for a water break, I think.
Yeah, it is odd.
Yeah.
It is hot. Where's the lot? He's injured. He's not back till next September. This September. He's out on the tour, but yeah. So we're having a water break here. We are half an hour in, and from United's point of view, it's Jared Reddick makes a good point. United are really unorganised. It is second game of the pre-season, so you can sort of forgive that, but. These are professional footballers. I would expect us to be able to create a chance in half an hour that's decent.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, apart from the Bay header against the bar, not really created anything else. I mean, it's been pretty easy for the Earthquakes. So, yeah, I think United, they just seem like when we're on the edge of the box, it just seems like one pass too many. Trying to go through the centre, we should be utilising Chong and Sanchez on the wings and getting the balls in there. Either that or trying to get in behind the defence and create something, get something across the box and in the back of the net it'll go. So Herrera's having a word here with Chong and Garner.
Yeah.
But
it is pre-season, but I what I would expect, and I'm not bothered about. I just think we should be creating more chances. That's what I think. I just think that this is not a very good San Jose team, and we should be creating more chances. And I think Alexis Sanchez is just wandering around the pitch too much, and I think that's a problem.
Yeah, it is. It's almost as if he's got a free role there. He should be out on the left wing. He's been going over to the right. He's been pushing Chong back when he's been on the right-hand side. When he's coming to the middle, I've seen Martial be behind Sanchez quite a few times in this half as well. So I think, the organisation needs to be a hell of a lot better than what they're doing at the minute, because they just seem to like invading each other's space and getting in each other's way.
Yeah,
so,
we look really unorganised, like Jared
yeah.
said.
That's got to be sorted out. Looks like they're back ready.
Yeah, they're back ready now. Nate Manning says, would you play Pereira or Fred next to Pogba? But we spent a lot of money on Fred, so I'm hoping he's going to be a good player, and he's playing in a position that we need to, that will improve us massively, because we're so slow at getting the ball from back to front. So a new midfielder could be really important in that. Decent shot from distance there, but straight at Pereira. It's Delot, not Delot, says Christoph. I don't really care.
I actually think it's Delot. I thought it was Delot myself.
I know, some people say Delot, some people say Delot, so I'm not really bothered. You know, say what you like. It's a free world. Unless the man himself knocks on my door and says you're getting it wrong, I ain't bothered what anyone says. Harry Maguire's emerged as a primary target for Manchester United, says JFRK093. I'd heard that myself. Who would you take out of Alderweireld and Maguire, Marcus?
That's a tough one. For me, I think if you're looking for leadership qualities, if you're looking for a voice, someone who's played on the big stages, I suppose, I think you'd have to go with Toby. I think if you want an up and coming centre back, English talent as well, you'd have to go with Maguire. I think. I mean, it's a tough one. Me personally, I would choose Maguire.
I'd agree. I said it last week. I would go with Maguire just because he's younger.
I think he's got more going for him. I think now, after the World Cup performances and what he's done at Leicester, is it? He's at Leicester.
Yeah.
Yeah, what he's done at Leicester during the season and stuff. I think there's still room for improvement there. I think Toby's the finished article now. I think what you see is what you get with him now.
Raymond Valdovinos, I like the name, says United are in need of someone with experience like Bonucci or Thiago Silva or even Maguire after the World Cup. There you go. He had to accompany Bailly. What do you think in that regard? Greetings from Okinawa, Japan. Thanks, pal.
Wow.
There you go. Let us know where you are watching from, actually. We haven't done that. It's been quite a busy start to this stream, so let us know where you're watching from. But, we just discussed it there, haven't we? I think I would take Harry Maguire at Manchester United, and he certainly does seem to lead and very vocal. And I think we need a first-choice centre-back pairing, because once you've got that, it gives you the midfield a lot more confidence. I don't think Garner's done that much in this game, by the way.
No, it's not. It's almost as if the game's passed him by here. He's just mopping
exactly
up.
That. It has passed him by, hasn't it?
He's just mopping up. He's just getting the ball when he can get in it and just giving it. He's not really shown anything to me. Very, very quiet. I'm not going to mention that.
What, the dead bird on the pitch?
Yeah, I did want, just in case of anything, But
how did it die?
I don't know.
He's taking his shirt off. It's a big moment, this.
Yeah.
He's took his shirt off to take the bird off the pitch. We don't know how it died.
That's a lovely vest he's wearing now, isn't it?
Yeah. Is he going to wear the same shirt again? Well, at least they get another break. We've got people watching from Venezuela, Egypt, Galway, Sao Paulo, Belfast, Toronto, Manchester, Sweden. Wake me up, says Ryan Griffin.
He's putting it back on as well.
He's putting the same top back on as well. He deserves an applause for that. Washington, D.C., Carlisle, India, and it's 3 a.m. Someone's got up at 3 a.m. for this, Jonathan Reddy. We'll be doing that on 4 a.m. on it's early hours of Thursday morning for Milan. It's 4 a.m. for that one. Dead bird is the highlight of the match, says Andy Wright. That you just nicked my tweet, mate.
Fair play to the guy for taking it off on his shirt. Fair play to him. Great interception there by Garner, actually. Right, Chong's got it. No, not all. Yeah, he's got it to Sanchez. Oh, unlucky. Luke Shaw's got it back. Chong's on out. See, look, they're moving positions again. You've got Chong and Sanchez out on this left-hand side. And all we got is Darmian out on the right. Don't put it out to the right, Pereira. He ain't going to get that, is he? No, I didn't think he would. There we go. Corner for
Corner ball,
United.
yeah. Well, we've got people watching from all over the world, which is fantastic. So thanks everyone who gets involved in the community. Remember to subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. Live every night at 8 o'clock. We've got our Skype show tomorrow night. Really looking forward to that. 8 p.m. UK time. Make sure you join us. Is it title or the sack for Jose? Is it that simple in year 3? So you can call in tomorrow night and have your say. And we'll have Transfer Daily going up at 7 a.m. as well. Also, be doing a match reaction straight after this one. But we've got a corner here for United. They could do with getting the ball in the back of the net. No. Corner.
Another corner. Other side.
T. Ballard says he's wearing the Mancia. There we go. The bar. That bird. Well, I can't read their bloody. This is the bad thing about having a YouTube name that's hard for me to read, because I can't really give you a very good shout out. It's Gregos the Beast says the bird died on when he saw Darmian play. You know what? If I was investigating that bird's death, it was suspiciously near Darmian's.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Thanks for the contribution, Simon Cliff.
Maybe you heard the Jaws theme or something.
Yeah.
Right. So the Earthquake's got the ball, trying to come forward. Oh, he's done Herrera there. Oh, and Chong getting there. Chong's tracking back has been superb as well. He's not had much going forward, but when he's been tracking back, he's been absolutely superb.
Must have been suicide at seeing him back playing for United.
So Earthquake's got a free kick here, fairly central to the goal. I think the United's goalie should be dealing with this quite comfortably. Shouldn't cause any problems. There we go. Saves to his left-hand side.
Actually, London Contact says you wouldn't believe there are actually places up for grabs in this United team. It's so drab, boring, and slow, which is a good point. You can't put it all on the manager. The players could be doing a lot better in this game, and I haven't really seen it.
No, but
how and when did the bird die? Says Cobra UK. Someone can find out that that is probably going to be the highlight of the half, to find out how the bird died. I mean, I really genuinely think it was flying overhead. Thought, oh, United are playing. Darmian's at right back. Heart attack, dead, drop dead. That's what happened.
I think that's the investigation at half time. I think with that.
Yeah, I blame Darmian.
Good interception by Shaw, out for a throw.
Wheels says he's watching the game live and watching the watch along. I can multitask. That's what a lot of people do, actually. It's a good idea if you can do that. Darmian's just been beaten in the air there. Chong and Sanchez need to stay wide, says the United. Says Alex 442. Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Chong is, but Sanchez isn't. I think he'll take Chong off at half time, to be honest.
Sanchez is the one he's drifting over into other people's territory. He's not staying in the one position. Like now, he's in the middle. He's the furthest forward. Martial's gone out to the right-hand side here, and on the left-hand side, Luke Shaw is there all by himself.
Darmian's just tried to play a 5-yard pass and passed it out. I mean,
at least Fellaini's is on target.
Another bird dying in a minute.
You just see a flock of them just drop dead. Oh, dear. So, Darmian, see Chong again. He's there, always. I think if Chong stays on for the second half, he's gonna be doing a lot more work in the second half, because Darmian is just, you can't leave him one-on-one, can you really?
There's a lot of dead bird chat in the live comments. Too much for me to get on with. Raymond Valdivanos says, what are your thoughts on Hirving Lozano, the Mexican sensation, and if he could be a nice young fit as a right winger? I really like him. I just don't think he'd come to Manchester United because I don't think he's the sort of player that... Again, he's a development player, and I don't think that's what Mourinho wants at the moment.
it's almost like all these young, exciting talents are just going to pass us by.
Apparently, I've thrown Darmian under the bus because it wasn't him. It was Garner who passed it out. It was because he did that with his hair. I thought it was Darmian with his bloody quiff. But Garner has got similar hair, so maybe it was him. Well, he's not had a very good half either, has he? To be fair, but I mean, he's a kid. I'm not, not fussed about that. No, I think Pereira's look like Josh Bodis says. Pereira's look very sharp. He'd probably be my player of the half, to be fair.
I mean, Darwin's just give away a free kick there. There's a needless free kick. I mean, the ball. Pereira's going to catch the ball. I mean, Mourinho sat there looking at him. It's like he's chucking daggers at him.
The Turbo Warrior 343 says, just wondering about the kit, because white shorts aren't used. Does that mean United won't wear white shorts and socks in the Champions League as they do? I'm sure they probably will because it's more money, isn't it? But I don't think we've got a kit that will be wearing white shorts this season.
So, 43.5 minutes gone. Apart from the Bailly chance, I don't remember anything else, Mark, do you?
No, he should have scored it as well.
Yeah. Come on, Sanchez, you've got to be doing better than that. There we go. On ball forward.
Got rid of that quicker. There's a bit of space for Chong. Go on.
See what I mean, though, by the ball, though, Mark, the pitch. The ball's just not.
Off.
Yeah. I mean, if the pitch played a bit faster, I think Chong's in there and running towards goal. Luke Shaw.
And I mean, Herrera, to be honest, I can't see him being anything other than a squad player.
No, I think going forward throughout the season, you look at the midfield three, and it would be Pogba, Matic, Fred, wouldn't you? That's the obvious three. So you would think bench players, Herrera, Fellaini, Pereira.
Fellaini would be starting, mate.
Oh, do you know what? I don't think he will be. I don't think he'll be starting as much as you think he will.
Well, I hope not. But I think we'll be seeing him a lot. And the trouble is with Fellaini is that I still think for last 20 minutes of a game he'll still be chucking him on with the long ball. But I don't know.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, he will do. Yeah.
Very good question there from Tasham Hook saying how has Chong performed? Not very good, to be honest. Not very good. He's been knocked off the ball a couple of times, but we've not worked the situations at all. I think Chong and Sanchez, as Marcus said, they've been tucking in too much and it's very congested and we've not used the width at all.
Herrera, a dangerous ball there. If someone was around the penalty spot, they would have had a free shot on goal.
See, Sanchez is out on the right wing here now.
He's just getting too congested out on that side, out on the right and out in the middle. And then Luke Shaw is stuck here, look. I don't think that was offside there for San Jose. But linesman put his flag up. But a bit of a boring first half, I think, Mark. Not really much intent going forward.
No.
Like you said there, I mean, I think Chong's done okay with the amount of ball that he's seen. But undoubtedly, I mean, everything is going through Sanchez. They're trying to give the ball to Sanchez as much as they can. And Sanchez is just drifting all over the pitch in the final third, trying to get hold of it and create something. And I think that's where the comment earlier comes in for Sanchez as a number 10. I think if he plays as a number 10, I think problem solved if Martial's out on the left. 2 minutes is nearly up. Extra time at the first half.
I just saw somebody saying in the live comments there. Archie says Jose will criticise Martial. You wait and see, Mark. Well, if he does, he's gone. He can't. I don't think Jose's got the power in that situation anymore. I don't think he can be allowed to come out and criticise Martial when the club are working so hard to keep him. I mean, that's what's coming out. Manchester United don't want to sell Martial because they think he can go on and be one of the best players in the world. They don't want to sell him. So Mourinho, if he did something like that, would be massively, massively criticised. So I don't think
that's half time.
It is half time. Well, give us your thoughts in the live comments on that half. What was yours, Marcus?
I thought it was very boring, actually, to be honest. I mean, the excitement came from Bailly hitting the crossbar. Nothing has come of that since then. we've not tested the goalie at all. We've not had a shot on target. Had a couple of corners that Pereira's put some good balls in, but no one's got on the end of it. Chong out on the right, as we said earlier just now, is Alexis Sanchez. He's floating all over the place. You don't really like that. He's the midfield in the final third getting a bit congested. So, yeah, I think overall it's been a poor first half for me with an exciting attacking team, in my eyes.
Julian Delamere says, mention Jersey Channel Islands, please, Mark. There you go. George Carl says, poor performance, blood, get him out, fam. And shout out for the Arsenal Fan TV, I think there. Martial can't be bothered, says Alberto Sansari. I don't think that's very unfair. I just think it's... the thing is, I said that Philip Moody says it's the best game ever. Needs to get out more, doesn't he, Philip? Although he's clearly being sarcastic. George Carl says he's glad he's watching Love Island. Look, you know what? The thing is, 45 minutes, I would expect Manchester United to be able to create an opportunity in 45 minutes. I know Bay should have scored, but that was from a cross in the first 5 minutes. We've literally created absolutely nothing in that half. And I would expect a Premier League team against an MLS team, with all due respect, to be able to carve open an opportunity. And we're not. And we're not doing it because Sanchez is wandering all over the place and congesting the midfield area. In fact, he's doing exactly to Pereira what he does to Pogba. He's getting in his space. He's not allowing him to step forward. We've got no width. We've now got Darmian at right back, who's just a waste of time because he can't do anything going forward. And we just looked bereft of ideas, Marcus. And I think that is the problem. It is a pre-season game, so the Jose out stuff, the slating of players is not fair, and it's not right to do that in a pre-season tour. But we should be creating more chances than we have, which is next to nothing.
Yeah, I think spot on. Alexis Sanchez is seeing a lot of the ball, an awful lot of the ball. He's coming in, his primary position is out on the left. He's coming into the centre of midfield as the number 10. He's going out on the right, which is then pushing Chong to go further back. And then all of a sudden, you see them both on the left-hand side, and they're getting in each other's way. They're invading each other's space. And I think Alexis Sanchez, I think Mourinho should be telling him, look, just stay in the position, let the young lad out on the right, let him do his thing, let him drive at the back four, down that right-hand side, get some balls into the box, and Alexis, you do your thing down the left-hand side. But Martial, he's been making the runs off the ball. It's just a shame that the balls that are hit to him, he can't get on the end of, because it's just the ball is not being played to him quick enough.
I don't know how we're meant to score really, because we've got no width, and then we're trying to pass through the middle, but we're not good at that. So effectively, we're not creating any opportunities. Minnie Mourner says, Alexi annoys me. His positioning is shocking. He's just getting in the way. He demands the ball but loses it every time. And when he does not get it, he moans. Pack his bags and send him home and sell him. Harsh, but maybe some people will agree with that. And Smith Ting says, sell the lot of them. Where is the passion? Thanks for the contribution, lads. Certainly got passion there. Remember, you can do that through the live, the $sign if you want to do that. But make sure you leave us a comment. I think people are spot on there. It's just the inability to create chances, but we just look very unorganised. And also, Mourinho must be telling Sanchez to do that, because if he wanted him to stay wide, he'd be demanding him staying wide. And we saw all that last season. That I think Sanchez had quite a good. He certainly looked up for it, but he's causing more problems than he's creating by getting in everybody's way.
Yeah, definitely. It's a situation. He's got to sort that out at half time. I mean, hopefully he doesn't take one of the young lads off and thinks that they're the problem, because they're not. The problem is Sanchez. He's asking for the ball, he's getting the ball, but he's not doing nothing with it. He's keeping hold of it. He's not really passing it about or trying to play players in. When he is hitting the ball to Martial, he's hitting it from like 40, 45 yards, and it's not as if Martial can get on that, because the ball's being played to him too late. So something has got to be done, seriously got to be done. And it's a shame that with this attacking talent on the team, we've not created nothing in 45 minutes.
Somebody in the live comments made a good point. They said in 6 days' time we're playing Liverpool. Liverpool have had hardly any players go to the World Cup. They've played more pre-season games than us, and whether they play reserves or not, they know how to play. They've got a formation, they've got a style of play, and they'll batter us. Well, you know what? I don't think that will happen. I think we'll have to go up a few gears. But if it did happen, you know, all you get is Jose saying it doesn't really matter, but actually it does. It does matter because we're not creating chances. We didn't create chances last year, and I'm not really bothered by the result. I thought we should have won comfortably tonight, but we do need to create some chances. Kashif says Pereira looks good. For me, he was the standout player of that half, Marcus. I think there wasn't many people who played well, but Pereira did play well, and he played well the other night, and that is something we can take positively from this tour so far, Pereira.
Yes, definitely. Fantastic first half. He was pretty decent in the last pre-season friendly, but I think this one he's really stepped it up another level, stepped up another gear. He's been absolutely fantastic. He shielded the ball well. He's passed the ball well. I can't remember him losing possession at all. But I think even with Pereira, he's got so much ability going forward. It's almost as if Jose's trying to shackle him, put a bit of a restraint on him.
Yeah.
And trying to pull him back and say, right, well, look, I don't want you doing that. I want you to basically do the opposite. I want you to stay. I want you to sit. Instead of going forward, I want you to stay there and cover. And it's like him and Herrera are almost swapping positions all the time. I've seen Herrera go forward countless times in that first half, and Pereira has been on the halfway line, whereas it should be the other way around.
Definitely. I mean, make sure you subscribe if you're new. We're nearly at 244,000 subscribers, so if you've not subscribed, bottom right-hand corner, get involved with the channel. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. Got a Skype show for you all to call in tomorrow night. 7 a.m. every morning, we've got Transfer Daily going in. So if you are new, you're very welcome, and I think you're going to enjoy what you found, which is a fantastic community where we say how it is on here, because that's what fan opinions should be all about. Best soccer highlights HD says, I was expecting 5-0. I think we all were, mate. I think we all were. And maybe, you know, how often do we all get it right? It's not very often, but I think we were right to expect that. I think the team was set out, the selection was right, but I don't know why we're not able to create chances. T. Ballard says, MUTV is showing half-time highlights of Ronaldo, Rooney, Giggs and Scholes in great attacking football between crap halves. But Pereira's been a cut above. We ain't going to, MUTV in about 20 years' time is going to struggle to find some footage, because certainly from this period, because it's just not, it's not Manchester United, is it? We don't create enough chances. That's my thing. I'm not going to read too much into results, but we need to get some games done. Apparently Dortmund are 3-1 up against Liverpool, but Dortmund played against Man City yesterday, so they're obviously big rotations of squads there. Results in pre-season don't matter massively. It's the nature of the results that matters. And if United had won 10-0 tonight, I wouldn't have been surprised. Well, I would have been after that first half. But it's not really about the result, Marcus. It's about the way you play, and we just not created anything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to speak for anyone, but I think, in my opinion, a lot of the frustration from the fans is the fact that United's style of play is just not exciting anymore. It's a very, it's a very defensive, cagey 1-0 sort of play style. If we get the one goal, that's fine. We'll sit on it, and we'll keep the clean sheet. That's how Mourinho he thrived on having a good back four and a good goalie, didn't he? So I think he's brought that mentality into United, and unfortunately, United already have an identity and a way of playing. So, if he keeps going like this, I don't see him being here beyond this season. I really don't, because everyone, he's got to change, but he's that arrogant and that stubborn that he'll try and prove himself right, and I think that will be the downfall of him.
The reality is, everybody knows it as well, that if things go like this, even for the first month of the season, he's going to get a lot of hate from United fans, and I don't like saying that, but there was a lot of hate last season, and he got second place last year, but I don't think he understands that it's not just about that, it's about the football that you play. You've got to entertain, and if we have a couple of bad results at the start of the season and the football continues to be like this, he's in a lot of trouble. He'll be in a lot of trouble, because the press can be against you, but once you lose the fans, I can't really think of many managers who turn it around, and he's got to be very, very careful of that.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think there's already a certain minority of fans that are already against him. I think so. It's not going to be long that's, if this keeps on going the way he's playing, I mean, people can say, all right, it's not the first team that's out there and everything else. But the point is, he's still drilling these tactics into the youngsters, and it's still the same style of play that we've seen for the last 2 seasons. And hopefully it changes.
Where do you stand on Mourinho then? Because I know we've not spoken
I
about
mean,
it.
I like the guy. I genuinely do like the guy. I think he's the best that is available still at the minute. His record speaks for itself, but I'm torn between his style, his management style, or what United should be. I think under Mourinho we've lost that attacking flair, that attacking ability. And to me, that would put Mourinho as like a negative coach. But his negative ways have won him success wherever he's been. So is it, should we give him the 3 years? Is 2 seasons without a league title under Mourinho too much? I don't know. But I mean, I'm on the fence with it, mate. I've never wanted to boot a manager out apart from David Moyes. That was a wrong choice from start to finish. So I'm willing to give Mourinho the 3 seasons he wanted and assess after that.
Marty McCann says big clubs change managers.
Yeah.
I tell you, I was just thinking there, though, the American fans aren't going to be very impressed with United, are they? And they need to be careful about that. It's all right. We can't be complacent. We are the biggest club in the world, but we can't be complacent with that. You've got to entertain people. This is it, Next year, are people going to turn up for United if we're playing the same rubbish football? I don't think they will. I think, you know what, it's quite... I'm just going to leave you to it for Marcus for a minute, because my telly's doing that stupid thing again, where it's going to change the channel to record Peppa Pig or something, so I'll literally 30 seconds.
Yeah, go on, mate. So, let's have a look. Smooth Gaming says Jose out by Christmas. I mean, what are you guys' thoughts on it? Am I the only one that's willing... to give the 3 seasons to him? Do you want him out now? What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? The style of football, it is bad. I agree with that. Sure is a disgrace. Jose is too negative. I think he is. I think his negative tactics don't work for United, and I think that's going to be his downfall. He's going to find that out very, very soon. Jose out, says Lukaku, the GOAT, Zero Entertainment, Fraser, Harry John, Jose in. Ryan says hang up. Solace, I'm good, mate. Hope you're alright. Jose is better than Fergie, says Don. No chance. Siobhan Brown, we look scared. You know what? That's a good point, actually. I mean, maybe they do look scared because they don't want to go against what Mourinho is trying to instill in the team. Don't know. Bring in Zidane, says James Smith. Sai Hement, Luis Enrique. Gary Howe says he's crap. Louis says get him out. Samuel needs to go. So, I mean, a lot of you are saying get him out. What is it that makes you want him out? Is it the style of football? Is it the negativity that surrounds him? The way he's always slating off the players? What is it? Is it, or is it just him as a character? Wesley, you all right? How you doing? Get Simeone in. Rap. Do you know what? I thought that a couple of seasons ago. That's who it was either Mourinho or Simeone for me. No rush of the ball, boring. Fred won't change his boring football, says I don't think he will either. Sebastian, you all right? Alex, Luis Enrique. I think it's going to take probably, I'm going to agree with Mark, I think it's probably going to take 2 or 3 decent attacking signings to change this team. It really is. And again, that comes down to the board, doesn't it? I mean, do they like him enough? Do they want him there long term to back him enough in the market and trust him with the money? Kaimani Brown wants Blanc. Arrogance, says James. There's a super chat here from an old brownie. Thanks for that. It says, I was Jose out after Sevilla. He's a manager of big talent, not a coach of on-the-field tactics. Yeah, fair point. Warren wants Fellaini in. He's not there at the minute, mate, unfortunately. Ray Cole Brown, style of management, bad Brad, Jose in, nobody bet. Exactly. That. I was just going to say that. I mean, there is nobody out there at the minute that's better, is there? Really? I mean, no one out there at the minute has got a better CV than
Phil
what
and Grant's
Mourinho
coming
has.
on.
Yeah. So, yeah, Grant's coming on then for Pereira in goal.
That's a waste of time. And old Brownie says, I was Jose out after Sevilla. He's a manager of big talent, not a coach of on-the-field tactics. And, yeah, I was going to do a runner and leave Marcus with it, but I thought that's not fair. But so they pulled, just when I was out, they pulled me back in. But, yeah, let's see what the second half's got to hold. I mean, I know Mourinho at full time will be quite, oh, well, it's just pre-season. It's all about getting legs, whatever. But it's a little bit big. I think it's bigger than that. I think if your team's not performing very well, it's still not performing very well. You've got to put in a bit of a performance on the pitch. It doesn't matter whether you're not match fit. You can still pass a ball 5 yards. You can still pass and move. And I think we're struggling to do that.
T. Ballard's just put a comment here to me. Marcus, doesn't matter if they come to United as attacking players because they will be playing defence once they arrive or not playing at all. That goes back to my point about what I was saying about Herrera and Pereira. It's almost as if they swapped roles, in that first half. Pereira's playing the CDM, Herrera's playing the attacking. It should be the other way around. So, yeah, it's almost as if, like, Jose's trying to... Mata's on as well. Yeah, it's almost as if Jose's trying to like pull him back and play the defensive side of things.
I think he's took Chong off, hasn't he?
Transibi's on as well. Transibi's having a chat with Luke Shaw, so who's come off there then?
I think
Smalling or Bay?
Probably Garner's gone off, hasn't he?
Right, so Grant's come in for Pereira in goal. Yeah, I can't see Chong on the pitch, so yeah, Chong's come off for Mata by the looks of it. Darmin's still on, unfortunately. Right, Transibi's come on for Smalling. I can't see Smalling anyway.
No, I think I'm sorry. Pereira looks like he's gone back into the number 6 position here. So has he brought McTominay? Yeah, McTominay's on, isn't he? I can tell by the running.
Yeah, tell by the height there in the middle.
Yeah, so McTominay's come on as well. Joseph Young says, people are screaming Jose out, but realistically, who can replace Jose? Arguably best manager on paper. Fact is, he secured second place last season. He 100% deserves 18-19 season to show more progress. I agree with you with that. I think he's got to have the third year. Shocking changes, says Tej Vag Sether, and I think the players will get Jose out in the end, says Richard W. Smith. Look, you've got... this is not a Premier League game. You've got to use the squad, so I do agree with that. But it'd be interesting to see whether we're a better or worse team in the second half, because Mata's slower than Chong and McTominay's slower than Pereira, who's now gone to the anchor man of the midfield. But maybe we'll get hold of the ball a little bit better because Garner is very experienced. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what happens in the second half. Gary Wells makes a great point. Why is Darmin in there? Even there? Yeah, I would have brought Fosu on, but,
I did say while you were sorting your telly out, like, how comes, what was the reason for people wanting Jose out? And a lot, I would probably say, like, 90% of the comments were the negativity and the tactics. It's not the United way. So I asked the comments, like, who would they want come in then if Jose's not there after his third season? And again, a lot of people were saying the same thing: Zidane or Simeone.
See, Simeone's too similar. I wouldn't go for Simeone.
But you think with, in terms of transfers though, I think Simeone would do a better job in the transfer market. I think he would attract.
I think it would have to be Zidane, to be honest. I think
Yeah.
Zidane would be the man, yeah. Unless they were going to try this class of '92 thing, but.
Well, a couple of people had a shout for Laurent Blanc as well.
Yeah, I like Laurent Blanc.
Yeah. I mean, ex-United player, wasn't he? So he knows the United way as well.
Yeah.
Like United under the cosh here a bit and started the second half. But Luke Shaw sorted that out at the left-hand side. No, gone back to San Jose. United having to do a bit of chasing around here. Right, so Joel Pereira went off for Lee Grant.
Well, have they changed their team as well? I would have thought they did.
I don't think they did, mate. Eric Bay went off for Fosu Mensah. Chris Smalling went off for Twan Seavey.
I'm just going to update. I'm just updating the team sheet for people now so they can see it.
Just waiting for the next one to come up. I'll read it out to you. Darmian down the right hand side. See, Herrera's come out to the right hand side now. You know, I mean, what's that?
Sanchez is really central again here.
Yeah. Garner went off for McTominay. Oh, unlucky Luke Shaw. Sight on goal. See, I mean, that's, you know, our left back. Only our defenders have had shots. Bay in the first half and Luke Shaw there. What does that say about our attackers?
Well, Martial, a lot of people say Martial's had a bad half and not played very well, but the reality is, what's he supposed to do?
Pereira? Oh, right. Chong went off for Mata. Do you know these changes, Mark?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. So you didn't want me to read them out then?
No, you can read them out. It's fine. I'm trying to get an updated team news on the thing, but it might not work. Okay.
So this is interesting then. Fosu Mensah as a centre-back. Yeah, we all thought in the first half it should have been Fosu Mensah on for Valencia with the injury. So another position Fosu can try his hand at.
Yeah.
Sanchez picked up the ball again. Go on, Mata. Oh, poor ball from Mata there.
T. Ballard says the fact that Jose is displaying he thinks McTominay is more a centre attacking midfielder than Pereira is sheer stupidity. Are you kidding? Good point.
McFadden wants the timer back.
Yes, we all want the timer back. I've forgotten. We are going to get that back now. I'm multitasking. It's a new setup, you see. I'm not au fait with it yet, but there's the timer.
So even the first 5 minutes of the second half, Pereira again, fantastic covering as the CDM here. Sanchez just been brought down. Free kick just over the halfway line. Let's have a look what's going on in the comments. Question for you, Mark, from Evil Kagawa. Are you actually Jose in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Says, that wasn't a very convincing Mark.
Well, the thing is, I know it irritates people, but it's not like I'm not ecstatically Mourinho, and I do think he should be given the third year, and I know he's going to be given the third year anyway. But we've spoken about it. There are conditions around that, and it does involve us playing better football, and I just don't see us doing it. And old Brownie says give it to Pochettino, Pogba, Sanchez, Martial, Lukaku, Bailly, Matic, Fred and Shaw, and he'd win the league. He'd also have a checkbook at United. I sort of agree with that comment. I think we have got the players. We have got some good players, but the style of football is just not good enough. Bailly's come off as well. Who did he come off for then?
Fosu Mensah.
Oh, so we're playing Fosu and...
Fosu and Axel.
That again. Arshan says, how many signings and in what positions does United need in order to win the league this season or just to win the FA and League Cup? You know what? It's not all about the signings though, is it? I mean, I think we will make signings, but it's the style of football.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people's grief with Mourinho, the style of football. You can't really say that what he did at Chelsea. Chelsea didn't really have a style of football, did they? Really, until Mourinho went in there and did his thing. So I just think with Mourinho, he thinks that tactic, that style worked at one club. Why can't it work at another? But the difference is Manchester United are head and shoulders miles above Chelsea.
Matter.
Unlucky. Tage, do you think Fergie would be happy with what he has seen since he's left? I don't think so. Mark?
No,
I don't think he could be, to be honest. Look at what he built, what he did, and then it's almost as if it's going down the pan. Slow poison. No goals yet. That's disappointing. Yep. Same old at the minute. B says Jose's clueless about United way of playing. I think he knows United's way of playing. He just doesn't want to adopt it. It's the stubbornness and the arrogance of the guy. 50 plus minutes, no shots on target, says Scott. No, apart from the Bailly header off the crossbar, no. And we've had 3 shots in the second half so far, 2 by Luke Shaw and 1 by Pereira. I think we need to play Pogba more attacking, says Ethan. I think he'd be better play as an attacking player, but Mourinho won't allow it. We saw what he could do attacking wise against Man City in the second half. That's the Pogba I want to see. I think that's the Pogba we all want to see, but Mourinho just won't let it happen. You're right, mate.
Yeah. I'm just looking at I was just looking at the ball. Then we had it on the right hand side, and I was looking where McTominay was, and he'd wandered forward, and he was basically holding hands with Alexis Sanchez, who'd come centrally. And I just thought, why are we football fans seeing that mess, and Mourinho's not seeing it? It's like I was looking for McTominay. He's on the far side of the pitch, and he's basically standing next to Alexis Sanchez. And I just think, what other team would do that? You don't have players who are off the ball standing next to each other. It's bloody pub league football, that is.
Yeah.
It's weird. I just do not get the Alexis Sanchez signing and what we've done with. I get the signing of Alexis Sanchez. I just don't understand what we've done with him.
San Jose are in. Oh,
should have scored.
Good save by Grant. They should have scored, yeah.
I think it was Fosu Mensah who cleared it off the line. Yeah, I think it was Fosu who saves it off the line.
What a chance. Really, it should be 1-0 down there. But thanks to Fosu, it's still 0-0. Marcus says Darmian has to take 10 touches before he makes a pass. James Smith says Sanchez makes us worse. Good point.
Well, Smooth Gaming just said Alexis Sanchez is a £500,000 a week Sunday League player. I'll tell you what's annoyed me a little bit about Sanchez tonight is that I think he's no one can deny he's a good player, and no one can deny that he's full of effort. But what he brings to the team, it's this. I don't know. I don't even know how to solve it, because it's the same problem as last season. He's just coming into areas that messes up. London Contact says that the chance came from Shaw's side. Get Sandro now. We need a left back. If he thinks he can get by with Shaw and Young, then we're battling for fourth, mate. We really are. We need a left back. I've said it all summer. Said it all towards the end of next season. I've got nothing against Shaw and Young, but if you want to win titles, you need a left back. Just had a good header there.
You don't think Shaw's the future then for United?
I think that he is a decent player, that would need probably half a season to get to his best. And the thing is, Mourinho will never play Shaw ahead of Young. So, and he's proved that. And do you think Shaw's doing enough on this tour to make Jose think, oh yeah, he's better than Young? I think for him to even think that, he'd have to be absolutely excellent in every game. And he's not been excellent in every game. He's not been very good tonight, has he?
No, he's not. But, to be fair to him, he has got forward quite a bit.
I think he's a good player. And I think if he went to a club that played him week in, week out, he'd turn into a very good player. But I don't think he's going to get to be playing week in, week out at United. And I don't think he's ever going to play enough games to become that very good player that would dislodge Ashley Young. So I don't think he'll ever be Jose's man, to be honest. I also worry about Martial. I don't see what benefit Martial's getting at the moment playing as a number 9 in this team. I mean, he's not had a chance in 2 games.
No, he's not. No, yeah, you're right. Yeah. The number 9 role definitely doesn't suit the lad at all. He's always pulling out wide. He's going looking for the ball instead of waiting for the ball to come to him. He doesn't have that physicality for me as a number 9.
Dennis, I know that the team sheet's incorrect. I just can't be bothered to change it again now. Bay's not on the pitch. It's Fosu Mensah. Aaron Smith says he's only joining now. What was Chong like? Not great, but I felt a bit bad for him being taken off. But you know, Jose's going to do that. It's not got any better in the 15 minutes since half time, has it?
No, it's not.
Says Chong was average. I think everybody's been average, to be honest. I don't think he'd have been any better in this second half, though, would he? Because we're just not moving the ball about.
Yeah, I mean, the tactics haven't changed at all. The only thing that has changed is the personnel. It's still the same. Alexis is still going left, right and central. Herrera's still pushing forward more than Pereira. It should be the other way around. And San Jose have had that good chance and we should be 1-0 down.
Well, we could have gone for Ronaldo Marti. Then again, he'd just be up front doing nothing, wouldn't he? To be fair, you've got to create the chances.
It's such a shame.
It's the style of football. That's what it is. It's the style of football. It's too many touches. I mean, let's just watch it for a minute here. Like Sanchez, 3 touches, and then a sideways pass. Herrera, 1, 2, 3. It's just too negative. Everything we do.
Yeah.
Matthew McFadden says, failed to see what Herrera adds to the team other than a goal in a big game and a bit of closing down. Pereira and Fred need to start average, in my opinion. I think Herrera, I don't know what went wrong with Herrera, but I don't see him anything more than a squad player. I thought he might go this summer, actually, but we're not even able to get the signings in we need, so I can see why he's staying, but I don't think he'll be anything more than a bench player next season.
I think if we end this game as 0-0, you can just hear the papers getting the knives out tomorrow. It's going to be absolutely dreadful. Even though it's only a pre-season game, they will focus on the tactics and everything that's negative about this performance. Because apart from Pereira at the minute, there's nothing really positive.
And Pereira's not a centre defensive midfielder.
No, he's not. Not at all. Not at all. Why Herrera's playing in front of him, God knows.
And McTominay.
God knows. Yeah.
Louis 25 says, why do we waste Mata on the right? For me, he should be playing centre midfield. He could be our brains like Silva is for City, and Gomez needs more game time. Yeah, well, we've said that about Mata for years, haven't we? Here's a bit of a chance, Martial. Get your shot off. No, good tackle.
Corner at United, left-hand side.
First bit of excitement, though. Sanchez putting him away, but Sanchez playing really central.
I'm really surprised in the comments the amount of people that are saying about Alexis, get him out.
I know. I think he's a great player, but he's just causing problems in the team because he's not. He just gets in everybody's way. And I'll tell you what, Pogba's in for a world of pain next season because the same thing's going to happen again. Yeah. Here we go. Oh no, foul.
Mike R says Pereira should be on the wing. David Rush, Jose needs to play 2 up front this season, and for me it has to be Rashford and Lukaku and Pogba as cam. I'd like to see that. I would like to see us play 2 up front. I really would. I think United have always been better with 2 up front. I think the United way with playing 1 up top just doesn't work. Luke Shaw. Again, look. McTominay's out on the left wing, look. What a horrendous ball in that was. What was that?
And it was too many touches as well.
Yeah.
2 touches and then the cross, which was crap. I'm not a massive fan of McTominay anyway. I mean, I'm a fan of his because he's from the youth setup, but I've always said I think he'll end up playing for Preston. I don't think he's going to end up being anywhere near first team quality. Jose loves him though. He was his player of the year last year.
Carl says Sanchez is Veron all over again. Mike R, 442.
Said Jamie McTominay is atrocious. He'll end up in the Championship.
4 up top.
The Phil 668 Pereira will end up at left back at this rate. Play him as a box to box. Oh yeah, one of the best creative players we've got playing as a CDM. Yamail Habti says same old shit, just a different toilet.
That's a good one.
Here we go. He's offside.
Offside.
And he missed it.
Yeah.
Who was it? It was bloody Darmian.
Herrera. That was Herrera.
He should have scored that even though it was offside.
Scott H says, what do we do in training? I honestly don't know.
Here we go. This is a bit exciting. Greenwood's coming on. Probably for Martial. No, Sanchez.
No, Sanchez.
Good. Good. This might be a really good change now because Sanchez has caused more problems than he's bloody worth in this game. So I wonder if Greenwood plays with a bit of discipline, we might play better.
I've heard a lot of good things about this lad,
Yeah. Is he 16?
Yeah, I think he's only young and he's got 2 decent feet.
Gomez is going to get ready as well.
Yeah. Here we go. At least we're going to get a bit of excitement then in the last 25 minutes.
So Martial's gone to the left wing as well, which is good.
Look at Darwin. Darwin has been absolutely skinned there down the right hand side. 1v1, absolutely skinned.
He's consistent. Yeah, a lot of people talking about Greenwood coming on. The positive thing about Greenwood coming on as well, not only that he's an exciting young player, is that Martial's gone to the left.
Yes.
And Martial won't do what Sanchez does, which is come inside all the time.
Yeah, hopefully now they'll stick to the position. I mean, we might be lucky now and get a goal. Now Sanchez is off the pitch, not in.
To be honest, it would be good if he did, wouldn't it? Because it would be quite symbolic as to why we've done it.
He's going straight down the tunnel. I wonder if has he picked up a knock or something? Do you think? Didn't see him limp or anything.
No, it'd be typical, wouldn't it? Greenwood's gone up front, Ty McFadden, and Ramel Anthony says Sanchez embarrassing. I don't know whether his performance was bad. It was more about what it brought to the team because he just gets in everybody's way. I think he had an okay game. It's just this free roll causes so many problems.
Yeah. The thing is, I think with a free roll as well, you're always looking for the ball, aren't you? You're going wherever the ball is just to pick it up and try and make something happen.
I'm surprised Jose Mourinho would let somebody play a free roll anyway, because a team that's disciplined will just exploit the left-hand side.
It's very bare though down this right-hand side. Oh, Mata's come out to the right now. Martial's gone. Yeah, Martial's left. Greenwood central. But again, there we go straight away. Mata gets the ball from Darmian, already making that run forward. Whereas if that's Sanchez, he's running, complete opposite direction.
Remember, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, we're only 90 away from 244,000, so get involved. If you're new, you're very welcome. Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, we're live. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, but we've got a Skype show tomorrow night talking about whether Mourinho needs to win the title or he gets the sack. And we've got Transfer Daily at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. So loads of content if you support Manchester United. Get involved and subscribe. Get your notifications on.
Fantastic calmness there by Pereira in the box.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I think he's head and shoulders going to be man of the match, isn't he? Unless somebody does something amazing. It's been few and far between good performances.
Yeah, definitely. I think so far, I've not seen anything that's stood out for me apart from Pereira. He's done really well with the ball. He's calm. He's accurate with his passing. He shielded the ball well. He's been there at the back mopping up. I think he's done really, really well tonight.
Just reading some of the super chats. John Massey says, "Why don't we play Sanchez at striker and Martial on the left?" Yeah. Stop him getting into everyone's way, wouldn't it? Ernst says, "Mark, I'm surprised you never talked about this, but Ronaldo was never going to come to United with Mourinho here. They never got along at Madrid." It has been mentioned, Ernest. It has been. It got mentioned a few times, and but Ronaldo himself said that Manchester United didn't even try and get him anyway. So you've got to take that, and that's that up to date.
So I've not seen that Mason get a touch of the ball yet. I think the only one that's looking for him at the minute is Pereira. It's almost as if no one else wants to give the ball into the lad's feet.
So who's getting up at 4 a.m. to watch it with me on Thursday morning? Could be record low viewing figures for that one. Of course, we'll be doing a watch along for that. Lindelof, Matic, Fred and De Gea will be back. I don't know how much game time they'll get though, because they'll only just be starting pre-season. So
is that the Milan game, Mark?
Yeah. And then it's Liverpool next Saturday night, and then Real Madrid is the last one. Thing is though, I mean, I know a lot of teams. Good save by Phil and Grant. Tips over the bar. I know a lot of teams come over to America, and there are a lot of teams coming over to America, but it's a money-making exercise, isn't it? And it's also promotion of your brand Manchester United, and to the next generation of American football fans, like soccer, to the Americans watching, you're not going to pick Manchester United, are you? I think Woodward loves the fact that we make so much money, but for generations to come, people aren't going to stay supporting Manchester United because the football is, we're not excited.
Do you know what? You probably get some fans argue that Moyes and Van Gaal's brand of football is better than Mourinho's.
Yeah.
And that's saying a lot.
I think we're getting to the point where Van Gaal's football at times was better.
I
mean, at times, Jose's football's been good, but probably not for 6 months.
No, it's been very lethargic, very one-minded. Oh, ref! I don't think that was a foul, ref.
Bloody McTominay, though, isn't it? He gives loads of fouls away. John Ayati says, worst United side in years. Yeah, it was a foul.
I think the Milan game will be a good test. Italian teams like to keep the ball. Probably be a bit more exciting than this one. Well, they're in again here. Cross comes Twain-Seabury. Good reading the danger there from him. I mean, they just need United. They just need someone to get hold of the game with by the scruff of the neck and just It's almost like what Rooney did in the cup final. Just rip up the textbook and just go for it. Martial's out on the left here. No, Herrera, edge of the box, and it goes backwards. It's really frustrating. Really frustrating. You can see the quality in this side.
It's so slow.
Yeah,
We're so slow at moving the ball.
And yeah, you can say it's pre-season and that, but we saw this, towards the back end of the last season. It was the same thing. The passing, the movement, it's way too slow from Manchester United side. Way too slow. So we've got a free kick here. Right hand side of the box. Mata's going to take it with the in swinger. No, yeah. And it comes, cleared away quite comfortably.
No one near it.
No one attacking that ball whatsoever. Long ball out to Mata. Out for a throw. Michael says, nice to see Twan getting a game. Yep.
Matthew West says he's turning it off, waste of time, absolute dog shit. Well, don't turn it off, Matthew, because you've got my match reaction, and I tell you what, my match reaction won't be boring. I've took a few notes in this, and I'm not holding back, because yes, it's a pre-season game, but I can't think of a chance. I can't think of a chance we've created in 75 minutes again, and this was happening a lot last season, and that's what worries me. Yes, it's a pre-season game, but we were saying this a lot last season. 60 minutes gone, still not created a chance. It's not good enough.
The thing is for me, Mark, is the shots at goal that we've had. 2 have come from a left back. The one that hit the bar is our centre back, and another shot from our CDM. Not one of our attacking players has had a shot.
Yeah.
And that is atrocious. No disrespect to San Jose, but that is atrocious against this sort of team. It's baffling. 75 minutes now, and not one of our attacking forwards have had a shot on goal. They've not even made the keeper force him into a save. They've not even attempted a shot. We had 2 from Luke Shaw, 1 from Bay, which hit the bar, and 1 from Pereira.
Well, yeah, pre-season or not, that's crap, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, Mitchell's coming off for Shaw.
Yeah, not very good by Luke Shaw tonight.
No. James Carter says it's a training session. Bring in Marco Silva, says Patrick. Couple of people saying can't blame Martial if he wants to leave. Eyes wide open says pre-season only, but we should still be destroying these teams. Exactly. With that team that's out there, the quality in the individuals that are out on that pitch, we should be absolutely battering this. At least forcing the keeper into some saves.
Just create some, I was exactly going to say that. Just create some chances.
But there is nothing here. There is no sign of intent. There's no attacking. Since the first 10 minutes in the first half, there is nothing. It's a dead end game. This. No ideas, says Karen. Yeah, Karen says no ideas. Lathan says we have no hope. Leader says Mourinho out. Johnny White's looking forward to Mourinho's excuses. Trader Zone, Twansibi and Menza look solid at the back. Yeah, I think that's a positive as well. I mean, the 2 centre-back lads, they've done okay, but I wouldn't say they've been fantastic. They've done well in what they've had to deal with. San Jose's had a couple of opportunities. Game's getting back underway now with goal kick to San Jose. Nathan, only a pre-season, but come on, this is a shambles. It's the second half, Adam. Got about 15 minutes left in the second half. This is a sorry state of affairs, I think, for United at the minute. I mean, who could Mourinho want to get in? Who in their right mind? Seriously, what top class player will want to come in to play this kind of football?
Chance goal. Oh,
No.
you got to score that, McTominay.
Yeah.
That's a terrible miss. He plays like he's in slow motion anyway, so his probably header was slow. What a chance that is. It's a good cross from Greenwood. Oh, you've got to bury that at this level.
Well, again, Mark, that's not an attacking player, is it, either? Yeah,
No,
where's
midfielder.
where's Martial? Yeah. Nor Martial or Greenwood was in the box there. It was just McTominay. Oh dear. Aristocrats is going to sleep.
Well, if you're in the UK, it is nearly bedtime, isn't it? So I'll wake you up with my match reaction.
79 minutes gone. Yeah, it's very difficult to see where we go from here, Very difficult. I mean, obviously the players...
We've got better players to come back, haven't we? But
yeah, I was just going to say, you've got players to come in, but it's still the same brand in the football, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the concerning thing, and I know there'll be people in the live comments, the normal crew, saying, "Well, I told you so. Nothing was going to change." But I think we're all in agreement it has to change, and if it doesn't change, we're in for a world of pain next season, because you can't just keep playing like this and expect to then get somewhere next season. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. It's almost as if you're going to be playing every game next season, hoping for a bit of luck, isn't you?
I've had so many people sending me DMs tonight saying, "Have you seen this news that's coming out from The Guardian and other places saying that Mourinho has decided he doesn't want to sign a left back. He wants to use Young and Valencia and have Shaw as backup with Delo." And I'm like, if that's the case, if that really is the case, then we're screwed before we've kicked a ball. Because Ashley Young at left back, we're not going to. I don't know. You just wonder whether they're just not giving him any money. I don't know, because no manager would do that.
No, I think they don't believe in his long term plan.
Just sack it. To be honest, then you sack him, don't you?
Yeah. I think they triggered. Didn't they trigger, or he signed an extension, didn't he? A 1 year extension.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the board are probably thinking, well, let's see him out for the 3 years, and then come the end of the third season, probably get rid of him. So I don't think who would want to sign for a club where the manager's off at the end of the season anyway. Oh, they've hit the bar. San Jose have hit the crossbar.
They should have won this comfortably.
Yeah. I mean, that, in fairness, that should have been 2-0 because they missed a fantastic chance earlier. I think Nathan's got a good point there as well. Money is not going to change the style of football. It won't. No, he's right.
God, we've even got dating with single women in here now. Go to profile. Fucking hell. That's how bad it is. James Carter said Mark said he changed his mind about McTominay. Now he says he'll play for Preston North End. Is that not a flip flop? Yeah, probably, but I think a flip-flop fan is somebody who changes their opinion day by day. I think changing your opinion about somebody over a period of months is not really being flip-flop. And I never said McTominay was going to be our answer to our midfield problems anyway. I just said he wasn't as bad as I thought he initially was, but And I'm not saying he's a bad player. I just don't think he's going to be what we need, which is a top 4 player. I feel sorry for... I've said this for 6 months now. I feel sorry for our attackers anyway. I mean, Gomez is coming on for 8 minutes here, but, you know, whether you're Lukaku, whether you're Sanchez, whether you're Martial, whatever, it's such a ball ache playing for Manchester United up front because they're so poor.
Gomez come on for Pereira. Darmian skinned again on the floor.
I don't know why Darmian came on. He should have brought on... Fosu Mensah on at right back. I'm going to mention that in the live comments, in the reaction as well.
I mean, if this is how we're going to play throughout the season, people will probably think the top 4 is going to be a struggle. You can't get a goal against San Jose. All right, you know, a couple of them wouldn't make it in the first team, but there's been no shots. No shots on target whatsoever. Which is really sad to see. Reece says he's stuck with Jose, but it's time he went. He bores me. Michael says no service up front again. No, there isn't. Yeah. Martial taken off, says John. No, he's still on.
Won't make any difference. He'll do more from the bench.
Liam misses Sir Alex's style of football. I think we all do at the minute. 8 bloody minutes for Gomez, poor kid, says Liam. A lot of Mourinho out. Martin says 0-0 isn't that bad. Well, I mean, all right, we haven't lost a game, but we've not had a shot on target. That's the problem. No attacking player in our side has had a shot on target. They've not even attempted a shot. That's the worst thing. That is the worst thing.
But they're on the chat. They might get another one here with San Jose. I think it's another corner.
Corner.
I mean, I just saw someone in the live comments there saying, what will Jose say? I know what Jose will say. He'll just say, it's pre-season, it means nothing, it's another game for people.
Good accent.
Yeah, you know, he'll play it down, but the reality is nobody's stupid. It's the football is crap. That's the problem.
But then his answer to that will probably be that he hasn't got the players. And then, yeah, you take that 2 ways. Does he mean that the players haven't turned up here yet, or is it the fact that the board ain't backing him?
Well, well, maybe we might learn something about that, I suppose.
I mean, I think us as fans deserve to know what's going on here. You know, I mean, this isn't good enough. Nowhere near good enough. I think it's about time the board and the manager woke up and listened to, you know, the fans anyway, because this way, the way they're going, it's not right. It's horrible. It's disgusting.
Jacob Hexamer says, do you think Jose will get the sack before the end of the season? And if so, when? What are your thoughts on that, Marcus?
Well, I think it's all dependent on how he starts the season, to be honest. I think the first probably 4 or 5 games is going to be crucial to how it pans out for him. It really is.
No, it's not a massively easy opening, because we've got Spurs at home, 3rd game of the season. Yeah. I mean, hopefully we can catch them cold, because they've had a lot of players out from the World Cup as well. First game of the season, Leicester, I think we'll be okay in that. We should be okay in that. Then you've got I can't remember, Brighton away. So again, you'd hope that we'd have enough in that. But then it becomes interesting, because, as I say, Spurs, and I think we've got Burnley away, which is always quite difficult as well. So It's going to be interesting start. And I think you're right, if we get one bad result at the start or the football's not good, then people are going to be like, well, hold on a minute, what's going on?
Yeah, it's like you said there. Brighton away. We hope we got enough to get over there. We shouldn't really be saying that. We should be saying Brighton away, 3 points. Huddersfield, whatever, at home, away, 3 points. We're saying now, Brighton, hope we got enough in the tank. Hope we got the players. It shouldn't be like that at all. It should not be like that. Oh, I thought that one was going in there, but Grant had it covered. But this is very, very depressing, and I don't see how it's going to be any better towards the start of the season, because even if he does bring in 2 or 3 new players, they've still got to get accustomed, to the way we play and the tactics, and they got to, bed into the squad. And I think the start of the season is going to be absolutely pivotal for what happens to Mourinho.
Well, I somebody said to me, it was Draughty actually said it back in April. He'll be gone by Christmas.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have said that. I just don't want that to happen. I just don't want another season of going through changes and stuff like that, and being in a mess and being a laughing stock. Another season not in the Champions League next year because we fail this season coming up. I just don't want that to happen. But
yeah,
it's going to be, he's going to have to do something amazing, and that's the problem that he faces. Is that I'm sure he believes he can do that, but it's his only pre-season. I totally agree with everyone saying that it's his only pre-season, but
yeah, definitely,
you'd expect better.
United have always had a standard. Whether it's pre-season or not, there was always a standard. This pre-season, and you could even say last pre-season as well, we weren't up to that standard. We've never been up to that standard all through the season. We were lucky to scrape some wins against the lesser teams, and we did well against the top 4, top 6 teams, but it was the lesser teams, going away to them and playing the same style of football, playing, I think even one game where we was away, we had like 6 or 7 defenders on the pitch. That would never happen. That would have never happened in Fergie's day. Never. It's so sad to see. We got supposedly a world-class manager with his CV. On his CV, he can't be beaten. But it's this negative style of play.
It is.
But he's going to get some stick in the morning.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll see. John Massey says, have you got the talking points and topics that we're going to be able to talk about during the games this year? Favourite board games could be one. Oh, God, I know. And Joseph Young, I don't blame Woodward watching tennis.
There's some good movies coming out at Christmas.
George Carl's been watching Power on Netflix. Good for you, mate. I will be live straight after this with my match reaction. The link is in the video description, or you can just go through the homepage. I've taken quite a few notes. I'm going to be quite honest, to be honest, and I know it's pre-season, but I am going to let loose a little bit because it's not been good enough, has it? And I think we can all hide behind it being a pre-season game, but there are some truths that we need to discuss. So I will be going live straight after this for about 10 minutes to do that. Tom31 says £20 bet on United down the drain on this rubbish. But thanks for coming on, Marcus. What are your thoughts, sort of man of the match wise?
Well, man of the match, I think you got to say Pereira, even though he's off the pitch.
Yeah.
I think he's been absolutely fantastic tonight and put a couple of the senior players to shame. I think he looks like he's got the bit between his teeth and he wants to be involved in this team. So fair play to him. But overall, I've got to say it, mate. It's been absolutely piss poor, to be honest.
Well, nothing's changed. That's what I'm going to say in the match reaction to start with. Nothing has changed, has it? Nothing's changed from last season. And that's the worrying thing. There's no look of a different style of play or a different formation. It's all the same.
Yeah, it's all the same. Exactly. Nothing has changed. I mean, how 2 or 3 players, unless they are absolutely phenomenal world-class players, Nothing is going to change this, and I don't see that happening. The board ain't going to spend 150 million on 3 different players. So I think this is what we're in for all season. I really do.
Well, thanks for coming on, mate.
Time will tell. No worries, mate. My pleasure. And thanks everyone in the comments and that. And speak to you soon.
Yeah, good to have Marcus back. And no doubt we'll have him on again soon. Cheers, pal.
No worries.
And,
no worries. Yeah, absolute pleasure. Speak to you soon.
Yeah, thanks, mate. And I'm going to end this stream now. The link is in the video description. I'll be live in less than 60 seconds. And I'm going to let loose on this. I think it's right to, isn't it? It's right to be honest. It's just not acceptable. So I'll see you on the live match reaction. Link in the video description or go through the homepage. I'll be with you in 60 seconds.